A curse has befallen the region of Icewind Dale, in the form of an unrelenting winter that has slowly chipped away at those who live here for 2 long years. Most have lost the will to believe it will ever end, as hundreds of adventurers have flocked to this region in an attempt to end the curse and go down in history. None have succeeded. Those who do live to tell their tales are left frozen and mutilated by the horrors of the region. Join us as an unlikely group of adventurers come together to try and best these lands and put an end to the curse.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Tabletop Tyranny, where we need to play around the tabletop, nor tyrannical. My name is Jacob, and I will be your dungeon master for this evening's game and the many more to come in the future. Thanks for stopping by. Pull up a seat, grab some popcorn and snacks, and enjoy the show. As per usual, we have our 6 adventurers here once again for the second week in a row, as we have, we're going strong. 2 weeks in a row, back to back. So.
Woo!
But yeah, once again, thanks for joining us, and kind of without further ado, we're going to get the show started. Usually what I like to do is ask a question to the player so they can earn a bout of inspiration. So everyone has inspiration besides Lorian. So Lorian, this question is kind of targeted just at you. I think it came from more so a roleplay thing that you had last session with Elzel, if I want to recall if it was last session correctly. What is the name of Elzel's Dragonborn companion that was featured in the same newspaper article as Baron? And there's a hint for you. They only have one name. There's no last name that's been verbally said that I can recall. But what was the name of Elzel's Dragonborn companion?
To be fair, I have to look it up every time I'm about to use it.
I don't know. I didn't write that down.
I will say, if anybody wants to help you, you can.
Hold on.
Except
I
for
wrote
you,
it down.
That's what I was gonna say. Like,
Except
I'm not.
for Elzel, yeah.
I have it written down, friend. Hold on.
Fuck you, Craig. No.
Female dragonborn. Hold on. Oh, why are there so many arrows? Pyro.
Isn't
no.
Fuck You, Craig a South Park thing?
Yes.
I wrote Milo's friend, even though this is Elzel.
Yep, that's.
Megal.
Yes.
Oh, come on.
It's too soon.
Asher, no.
Stop it.
Oh my gosh, my notes are chaotic.
It does start with an A.
Yeah, it does start with an A.
It's not Asher, that's Lorian stuff.
Yeah, one of my friends.
But I did
Ex-friends.
write down something when I was talking to Elzel about girlfriends or something.
I have a note about Revel's End, but it's just Baron in Revel's End. I didn't write down yours. Like, he doesn't really.
Dragonborn,
Mm-hmm.
red, hot,
Sounds about right. Yep.
Hot.
Literally and physically.
lover of Elzel,
Situationship.
prisoner gone.
Kill John Lennon. Is that there too? We get the-
Fudge, I don't have a name.
Emily, you said you had it?
Is it Azita?
It is.
Azita?
Whoa.
This is Zeta.
I need to write that down.
I'll write that down.
Look at you.
Write that
look at
down.
you, yeah. Lauren, you can take a bout of inspiration things to Emily's.
Thank you.
Good note taking.
Is it like AZITA?
Yep.
Okay.
Don't worry,
Got it.
Craig. I gotta look it back up too.
Yeah.
If you ever need to remember what it is, I have it pinned in our Discord messages, personal messages.
Yeah.
For you, Craig.
Yeah.
Cool. So that is concluded. So we'll get into a bit of a recap real quick, and then we will get on with the Dungeons and Dragons. So last session, returning to the settlement of East Haven with the Cauldron of Plenty in tow, the party collected their reward from Captain Arlagath, earning 250 gold pieces and the 2 items confiscated from that burned wizard, Bazan, as well as cashing in, or as the cash in their favor. Basically, she was able to carry out and cash their favor into where they were removed from the lottery. But all that happened, the party then kind of requested a meeting with the town speaker, as they believed that he would be interested in the cauldron. And as requested, and as they did request, the captain did make good on her promise. He set up a private meeting with townspeaker Daneth, who was a human man, who had this very thick Russian accent that was either terrible or really, it was probably really terrible when I was trying to do it, but it was a Russian accent in our minds. But, there's a bit of back and forth as the party and the townspeaker kind of like going back and forth if the cauldron was actually capable of what Lorien was saying it was capable of. Once it was proven that it was capable of magical, food production, the townspeaker produced 5 large and very expensive-looking gemstones. Each of them was valued roughly at about 500 gold pieces, so in total it was a 2,500 gold piece payment. The party and the townspeaker, they came to an agreement, and they were able to do this exchange. They left the town hall peacefully and headed over to Reba's house, Visca's daughter's house, to which they gained access. There was a quick little interaction between the party and Reba, and hold up. Oh my god, did y'all hear that echo? Anyways, but the party basically got ready for their slumber because they had a long day. They laid down for watch, and Ichabod and Fiska, feeling the strain of their day's adventure, they didn't really observe much. And the same can be said for Jayla and Gal, who were equally exhausted on their watch. They didn't really see much. But on the third watch, Lorien and Elizel, which is always weird, it's you two goobers. Usually the party splits up. It's always Lorien and Elizel up to shenanigans.
Well, it used to just be me, but I needed a chaperone.
Yeah, you have peer pressured someone into being your guard. But they both picked up on some kind of strange noise that was coming from outside Reba's house. It was this very low, rough, guttural noise, and unfortunately for those two, they don't speak the language that was being spoken. But Lorien did decide to go outside and investigate, as he did hear some twinge of Dwarvish mixed into these sounds. And as Lorien peered around the corner, sneaking up, he noticed that it was just the normal scenery of Easthaven and the cobbled walls. There was no one out there to be producing this language. And he decided to use his nose, and he smelled this foul, sweaty, just disgusting, dirty smell. And he was creeping forward, and as he creeped forward, even though his rolls were really, really good and really high, he still managed to set off the awareness of whatever these invisible beings that were talking were. As they all kind of dashed in separate ways as a flurry of snow kind of scattered from them running away. And unfortunately, Lorien was unable to grab one of these invisible beings. But during the attempt of grabbing and looking around, Lorien saw this flying yellow snake with a piece of parchment tied to it that was headed in his direction. And quickly reacting, Lorien was able to scale the building, jump, and snatch the snake out of the air. And upon bringing the snake back inside, he showed Elizel the note, but they both kind of struggled to understand what language was written upon it, if it can even be considered a language. It's this weird, Pig Latin style of writing. And as their watch concluded, as they came back into rest, as everyone's watches concluded, everyone besides Ichabod had this weird dreamlike experience. I'm not going to go into what what was in the dream, as that was the last part of our session last week. If anyone wants to see that, or go watch our last stream, you can see that at the end of it. But nonetheless, you all have a long rest, successfully completed a long rest, and you all kind of wake up. It's a new day. Woo! The birds are chirping. There's no bird. You guys wake up, and you are basically just right out of the moment. You wake up, and you've just come from that weird dream that you had. And basically, you're all waking up. Reba, she's still sleeping in the rafters, probably because she hasn't slept in so long. But you guys are all awake, and basically, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Ichabod stands up and he has a big old stretch. I'm like, man, that's the best sleep I've had in ages.
Well, I look. Is everyone up? They're awake.
Yeah, I mean, were we all in the same room? No.
Yeah.
We are now? Okay.
Because we're with Reba.
Oh, yes.
It's
yeah.
It's a
That's right.
shitty, plain one room. She's basically she's crashing. This is.
She's a squatter.
Yeah, she's a
Moving up
squatter.
in the world.
Yeah.
Elizel's
That's
just
the girl.
Elizel's just doing his morning meditation, but you can kind of see a bit of strain on his face. not very focused.
Yeah, my guy kind of will, like, he'll just, like, wipe his eyes, and then he'll be like, well, in the night, outside, me and Elazal, heard things outside. I went to investigate. Seemed like, I'm gonna make a jump here, but it seemed like, they were speaking a language I didn't understand, but Duergar. They seemed like Duergar. They went invisible, they scattered. 3. Duergar 3, yeah.
And you didn't bother to
I tried
wake
to catch
any
them.
up?
Well, it wasn't like an immediate danger. And also, you guys would have made a lot of noise.
Yeah, there were no attacks or anything. They were definitely,
Discussing.
yeah, and they were trying to make themselves scarce. So, figured get your sleep. But if a fight broke out, sure, yeah, we would have done that.
Yeah, seemed like there's either a cell here or spies around here. This, I think, would be the closest town to where their base is. Right? It's like in the southeast, World Spine, from what we know. So it would make sense that perhaps this is maybe the first place. Also, I saw this, actually, I think Elazal is holding on to it.
What was it?
It was like the snake.
Oh
snake
yeah,
bird.
yeah. Does anyone understand what this says? There was a flying snake, had a scroll, and this is what it said. What was the language again? Did we know, Jacob? Did you say what it was?
I'm gonna just screen share just for the stream to have it on screen, and then I will PM or DM the person that would recognize the message. So let me-
Is it? Didn't you say it was undercommon?
I think
No.
I tried to get him to admit
Isn't
it,
it?
but he didn't. He didn't say it.
Too sly.
The only other language I know.
Hold up, technical difficulties. Amateur. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, fuck the stream. Sorry guys, fuck the stream. Alright, here we go. Let me go get the copy and paste it. But yeah, she they send this note and they kind of, do a quick scan around the room. And only one person in the room recognizes this language. Emily Fiska. You recognize this as a former thieves' camp.
But I knew it when you first shared it. I was like,
Basically, it says chicken nuggets are hot. No, I would have thought I was more prepared than this, but I guess I'm just. Oh, here it is. Okay, I found it. All right, I'm going to send this to you over Discord. Sorry about that. That is what it reads. As you notice the hidden language or hidden secrets that the rogues use to convey secret messages.
cool. Fiska is just going to read this out loud to everybody else. I will read it and also paste it in the chat. There is a cauldron that has been discovered. It is magical. Endless food rations. People would praise the one who feeds them. It is housed within East Haven's town hall, Ruden's Tarkwold. We recognize that name, Tarkwold. I don't recognize that.
What?
It is housed within Tarkwold?
It is signed by Prudence.
Prudence.
Oh,
that's
Tarkwold.
the assistant. To
Oh,
whatchamacallit.
The town speaker.
Yeah,
Whoa,
it's
son of
it's the mousy girl.
Yes.
So, the mousy girl is...
A spy or a double agent. Or
For Nerth, because that's his snake.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I forgot I'm supposed to be Jayla.
Okay.
Sorry. I got excited.
Are we killing the serpent?
Is this message a risk?
I mean, they could try to.
It wasn't for
kill-
me.
I mean, they might. Is there a way they could like track where it is? Like, if it doesn't come back, do they know? Probably like see through its eyes or something.
Perhaps. They at the very least know it's not there.
Well, I mean, we got the information, right? I don't see why we need to kill it, but I mean, I guess we could
just
take.
keep the note, right?
Yeah.
Is there a reason to keep the note from reaching the other town?
Maybe we could train it to serve us.
I don't know. I mean, it's either the note gets there and we warn them of someone trying to possibly take the cauldron, or the note never gets there and the cauldron's, safe for now anyway.
Do you think it is worth talking to the townspeaker about this?
Uh-huh.
I mean, we can at least warn them.
I think we got paid and it's none of our business anymore.
Well, it's also possible the townspeaker just had Prudence send the note. And, I mean, it's all, maybe they don't plan on feeding the town and they want to get the cauldron out of town somewhere else.
Shit, perhaps this townspeaker could be under the thumb of the Duergar, and maybe they hand the cauldron to the Duergar and they just take the town by feeding the people instead of conquering it. Well, speculation, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, maybe we keep our heads out of it for now.
See what happens and then react.
Yeah.
So what are the odds that if we let the snake go, it goes back to its owner and the owner speaks to the snake and the snake's like, yeah, there were 6. They looked like this. They interfered, took the note. I mean, it's an animal, right? Anyone who can speak to animals can just get the information out of the snake as long as the snake's intelligent enough to relay
We
it.
still have like friendship with animals. Somebody's got scrolls or something, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Someone has a
Something-
potion.
Potion of
Somebody could
animal
convince it
friendship.
Yeah, I
just
got
convince
one.
it to be cool.
I think it wears off though. I think it just like it's your friend for a little bit, but then it's like, oh fuck you, later on.
Is its eyes blue? Should we cut its head off?
Yeah, it lasts for 1 hour.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care. It'd be nice for this town to have food, but I guess it'd be nice for other towns to have food too. So
Either way, they're gonna know someone interfered. The snake dies and doesn't show back up. Someone interfered. The snake goes back, tells them what happened. Someone interfered, right? So
Let's just kill it.
um,
How are they gonna know?
Puppy dog eyes, y'all. As you say that, Lorian, its eyes get really big. Its little tongue just flickers out.
I'm having conflict.
I don't
Sorry,
think that...
it's not jailer.
Or
Oh.
we let it tell, send its message, and we wait and see who shows up to take the cauldron, if somebody does. Not that we don't have 5 other things going on, but
just put
Yeah,
we could set a trap.
the note back on it.
Not a bad idea.
maybe we might not be here, but maybe Reba could tell us. Because Reba's always looking out for things, no?
Reba's not gonna leave her house.
Reba, would you leave your house for us?
She's asleep still.
Good job.
What?
I'm not sure if she's a source of information.
She's looking around wildly, and she just like falls back to sleep and falls back to sleep and falls back to sleep.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I feel like we can't rely on being here after whatever goes down.
Right.
I mean, we could just release it and send it back with the letter. I don't know. They know it would be open.
Yeah, because we're gonna stay in town, right? Because the
Well, that's today.
the caravan's coming regardless, supposedly.
Yeah, it comes today, so we might
Yeah.
not stay, depending on what happens.
Right.
So, I don't know. You guys want to kill it, or you want to let it go?
I'm for just sending it back with its note.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
we've learned that Prudence might not be particularly trustworthy.
Yeah, we'll just have to keep an eye on her specifically.
Ooh. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So I guess we try to make the note look as best as we can, that it was not tampered with, but
I mean, it's easily done. It's easily done. It was just tied together with a simple piece of string.
okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
It wasn't no fancy bowl. There's no
No
wax.
seal.
wax. No wax seal.
seal or nothing.
It's not quite an Arcane Brotherhood level of notes, but
Thank goodness.
you feel confident with the meagerest of attempts that you have done a successful job.
Oh, hang on. Do you want to write down, get their handwriting? If we're collecting it?
That's not a bad idea.
That's what you said last time when I suggested that.
Yeah. Thanks for always reminding me. Just we'll try and copy the handwriting of Prudence.
Okay. I can't remember exactly what I had you roll last time, but I think it was a sleight of hand check. I think sleight of
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah, either that or performance makes sense to me.
Yeah, I will say either or actually. It's a sleight of hand or performance. I know last time you did it, you got like a natural 20. So
Too bad we don't have an artificer, or however you say it,
Oh.
to build a Xerox machine.
What'd you
what'd you get?
Oh,
shit.
wow. Nice.
Yeah,
Was it a natural 20?
copy that.
No, no.
No, it was a 19.
Wow, close enough. Yeah,
Still
you
pretty solid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make after the session, Emily. I'm gonna make on your character. I'm gonna give you like a special feat, and it's just gonna be like a list of names that you can, attempt to copy, like handwriting. You
That's
can attempt to
cool.
copy,
Cool. Thank you.
like future on the campaign. So you feel successful in that you have picked up the intricacies of this person's handwriting. It's not very fancy, but you have done a successful job. You can add that to your handwriting pocket.
Drives the ink off very proudly, sticks it in her feathers somewhere.
Alright. And then we put the letter and we send the serpent on its way.
Yeah, it flies off very quickly, and it disappears into the snow flurries, off towards a northwestern direction. From these two.
Yeah. Alright.
Oh, Gal, you woke up. You do not see Panini or your other animals. You are
Right.
Oh, you're right.
very sad.
Green.
Linguini. Sorry.
Linguine.
Your noodle-based companion is no longer there.
I just say to Gal, we
you're
were,
muted.
oh,
I think Ethan's muted on Discord. Yeah.
Oh, this whole time I've been muted.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Oh,
why
damn.
so
I was
quiet.
talking. I was saying. Here, let me.
I saw you smiling and shaking your head, and I'm like, what's he
I thought I
smiling
was
about?
talking to a wall for
Oh.
a second. That's why.
I'm being really rude to you.
Uh-huh.
We could make a fake note and send something completely different.
Oh, now that we know the handwriting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you want to send?
Make it like nothing to report. Super boring town.
This place sucks.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a you up.
Yeah.
Jessica's like pulling out all of her papers and ink, and she's like ready. She's excited to like do something sneaky. What are you gonna say?
So
Oh,
it's
yes.
from Prudence, or to? It's from Prudence, right?
Does
Or
he ever?
is it to?
It's from Prudence.
Okay. Could just say like, oh, the town speaker he's scheming again, though he won't, or something like that.
Well, we don't.
Something you'd think a town speaker would do.
We don't know if she's writing on his behalf or not, though.
There's no letterhead.
No.
Yeah, it's tough because we wouldn't be here to intercept anything if we send the actual note back. But what the hell do we say instead?
The cauldron
Ooh.
has yet to be found.
Something about the Iron Quartet.
Let's throw them under the bus.
Damn,
Who's
there's
the
this
Iron
really
Quartet?
hot turtle paladin in that group.
The Iron
Sorry,
Quartet
Prudence.
has been getting nosy. Period. That's
Oh, yeah,
it.
that's true. I don't think Dow is aware maybe of the Iron Quartet.
Who's that?
It's another adventuring party that is somewhere in the region. From our
Yeah,
that's our understanding.
I think something vague like the Iron Quartet is getting nosy. Period, and just send that off.
We're basically killing random people?
No, they're probably not dead.
Well, they will be.
Right.
They might be very powerful. We don't know.
Right, we haven't met them yet.
We just heard about them in passing.
Yeah, I mean, we have to consider that maybe they'd be allies if we ever ran into them, right?
Right.
Like the more
We
the
just won't
merrier,
tell
the more
them
the
we're
merrier in
close
this
to them.
situation. Also, cleric, I'm not gonna just throw a whole group of people under the bus to protect ourselves. I can't do that. If we met them and they were dicks, then yeah. Maybe. But I honestly say we just send the actual note.
Keep our eyes and ears open.
I'm just like, oh, that was a great idea, but I mean, what would we say, right?
I mean, we could just say the cauldron wasn't found because the note specifies it was, so they're looking for something specific.
Does the note sound like did you post it in chat? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it says there is a cauldron that has been discovered, so they don't even know that a cauldron was being searched for to begin
That's
with.
true.
So yeah, we just
Good point.
send a note about pretty much anything else, and then there's no mention of a cauldron at all.
Yeah, that might have just been like a fluke. They're like, holy crap, this thing's awesome. We didn't know this existed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I'm curious. Do they send notes that say nothing to report, or do they only send notes if there's something to report?
Probably gonna need to know.
Yeah.
Don't we have a lottery to go to?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then that daggone caravan's supposed to arrive today.
It is.
Yeah.
It is about 8 a.m. in the morning. You would recall that the lottery won't be held until noon.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So we got 4 hours to prepare.
So you have some time to do whatever you have some time.
Okay.
Okay. Well, if no one has any more, protests, we'll just send it off. We
Yeah.
send it off. It goes northwest or wherever he said. And then, are there any? Hang on. What shops are in this town that maybe we could prepare for their arrival?
Bryn Shander is the town with probably the best magical items to purchase. East Haven in itself, and its hipster cool self, it doesn't really have a boasting of magical facilities.
Is it known for anything?
It's hipsters, but it does.
Oh,
There are
coffee's
some.
really good.
There are some temples in town. There are, a couple taverns here and there.
Hmm.
Um,
There's a lot
East-
of inns and taverns.
East Haven is more so. It's the first real stop, or one of the first real stops in Icewind Dale. But most people orient themselves towards Bryn Shander. Bryn Shander is the megaplex basically in this region. East Haven's kind of just like the, you go see sites and vacation there and stay the night and go back. But there's not really anything crazy in East Haven that would probably grab your guys' attention. But are you also? Do you want to like? I guess for first business order, are we exiting the house? You staying in the house? Do you have anything you want to talk about before you leave?
I wanna. What about axe beaks? I feel like buying axe beaks before this whole thing starts, so then we can be like, hey, if something goes to shit, we can be like, hey, we're picking up our axe beaks. See you later, and then getting the fuck out of here. I feel like axe beaks are a good investment.
How much were they again?
I think 50 per if you're buying.
To own? I mean, that's not
gold,
that's not bad at this point.
Yeah.
There are, for game mechanic reasons, there are associated checks you have to make with axe beaks when riding them if you're not a trained axe beak rider. But thankfully, most stables offer a training course. That is also another purchase that comes along with it. And then also, in terms of having an animal to take care of and own, you do have to feed it.
Yeah.
So there are, there is upkeep with these axe beaks. But whenever you go to a town that has a stable, they can feed them, they can house them.
And it cuts travel time in half.
And they do cut travel time in half. I have to look at the actual price of them real quick, but just for you guys know, it's going to be like an ongoing.
How many? Is it like a sled situation, or is it like an individual mount?
Axe beaks are individual mounts.
Okay.
Especially with all you large, big ass motherfuckers in y'all's party.
Ooh, I get to name another animal.
But you guys, I mean, if Fiska and Ichabod with their twig selves really want to double team on an axe beak, go for it. But most riders of axe beaks it's a solo ride. It's like you're riding your own tauntaun, basically.
Gotcha. Oh, okay, so if we want an axe beak, people can just front the cost themselves, since we just came into some money.
Yeah, and there's no sense like one or two of us having one. It's either all or nothing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're splitting the party.
I feel like this is one of the better times to get one.
While we still have the money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we're waiting on stuff.
Yeah, I feel like once we get into the other town, it's gone. Our money.
I'm in. I will buy an axe beak.
So as you guys, is this what the group's going to go buy axe beaks?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, I imagine Fisko's just covered her sheet of paper with Prudence Tarkwold like over and over.
Yeah. Started drawing little stick figures here and there. Yeah. So you guys actually, as you step out of Reba's squatting house, and as you guys step out, there is a change in the atmosphere in East Haven, as it seems that this town it's bustling and moving, more so than it has, in the past. And since you've been here, it's more. There's a new energetic electricity throughout the town. There are crowds of Dell folk that can be seen carrying large pieces of woods and flammable debris towards the center of town, probably contributing to a sacrificial altar, one would assume, or maybe just a stand or building something, who knows. And as you step outside, there are tales of past sacrifices that kind of get murmured among the Dell folk that are passing. There's an occasional concerned comment about the serial killer that usually targets this sacrificial pool. Whoever gets pulled, they usually get a target. People are concerned about that. It is still very much in the back of everyone's mind. But with all this new commotion of a sacrifice about to happen, there is a second wave that is spreading throughout town as people are excitedly talking to one another, giggling, laughing, as all these Dell folk are spreading this message, and they're rejoicing as it seems Torp's caravan of curiosities has arrived and set up shop at the harbor market.
I think maybe we should nonchalantly make our way that direction.
Well, maybe we should get the axe beaks first, just in case we have to flee.
Yeah. Question outside of game. Should we start to spread a rumor about a magic cauldron that's going to feed the whole town? So that they can't keep
Oh,
it secret if
shit.
they plan to?
That's
Bingo.
Especially
you-
once everybody shows up to watch the lottery. Like, hey, did you hear?
If you had, since you wrote down the handwriting, you could just recreate the letter, and then like drop it somewhere and just.
Hmm.
And also, we could do it by word of mouth.
Yeah, we could just be talking in a group and talk louder than normal, or
That's good. That's a good idea.
or
Good at that.
just lean in towards someone and
Yeah.
yeah. What is my?
So axe beaks. I guess one of us could just go buy all the axe beaks, and the other people could like spread rumors before we go to the caravan. That
Yeah.
sound good?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. I can buy the axe beaks.
That works.
Everyone would have to give me your. It's like 50 gold, right?
50 gold per axe beak, yes.
And we're all getting one.
I mean, I might not need one.
I don't.
If I could get a dire wolf, why would I
Oh.
need one?
Well, I mean, I maybe later, but you should probably get one for now.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'll
Wait,
go.
let's see. I'm gonna pull a fuzz out of the bag.
Yeah, go ahead and go ahead and roll a d8 for me.
It's an 8.
It's a 4.
Mm.
Is a
Middle of the pack.
With the 4, you go ahead and you throw this down, and from this fuzzy ball, you see this boar just erupts out of it. This like very thin-haired, whistly hair boar. It pops out and it's like, and it's just like grunting as it looks around, and then it starts to shiver a little bit. It has no hair. It starts to shiver, and then and as it's shivering, you see this isn't a weak boar. This boar is magical. As it's shivering, it flexes and just heat just exudes from its body as it doesn't shiver anymore. And you see a little bit of muscle definition beneath it. It's thin. It's very stretched skin.
I'm just like,
Strong bull.
Gal, can you ride that?
I think he's too small.
Oh,
I
so
mean, I
it
could try and pull something else.
might. Well, I mean, you could.
Should I?
What are you gonna do with this boar?
If
This
it's
boar is a
another bull?
medium. The boar is a medium-sized creature, so technically
They have to be one size larger.
they
Right?
have to be one size. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It comes up to about your kneecaps.
Well, I mean, someone could ride this one.
I
don't
don't.
think we have anyone who's small.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're all
But-
medium.
I'm gonna go to buy the axe beaks. Thanks for your gold. I'm assuming you're giving it to me,
Yeah.
and I'm going to buy the axe.
So everybody that is getting the axe beak, remove 50 gold from your character sheets if you haven't done it yet.
Yep.
As Lorian heads off to buy axe beaks alone, he disappears, and you guys are, we're gonna stay with the group as it is, as you guys are you're dealing with this animal thing, and then we'll cut over to Lorian when he gets to the stable. So
You sure we want to just leave him to go alone?
I can go with him if needed.
I'm running.
What?
I'm
You're
gonna
running.
go catch up with
Yeah,
him.
if you're
You see
running,
Lor-
definitely.
You see Lorian does that thing where he walks 20 feet and then he just starts sprinting.
Yeah.
We're like, well, we just lost our pieces.
I'm fast. I'll go chase him.
I'm gonna try to lose.
I'm gonna join this
her.
chase.
Don't
Okay.
make me use
I
my
know my way
birthday
around town.
crit.
I'll just meet him at the stables.
That's
Gal
true.
does know where the stables is at. He has been in
Where
this
the
town
stables
before.
are.
Lorian doesn't know
I've
where the stables
already-
really are.
I've already chased him. I'm chasing him.
Yeah,
I'll
as
just
soon
look
as
at everybody else.
Lorian heads off, Jayla takes off as well, and then Gal, you are following.
I'm just gonna go meet them at the stables so he doesn't run off with the money.
Can I? I want to see if I can catch up with him.
Yeah. So yeah, you two guys can just for the sake of this. What the hell? Someone's calling me. It's too late. You guys can go ahead and make. I think this would be athletics checks. Contested,
yeah, good at that.
contested athletics checks is gonna be a best of 3. So
Best of 3.
best of 3
Okay.
basically.
I'm gonna speak for.
Well, Gal, I'll get to you. I'll get to you in a second. You don't have to participate in this because as they head off to the east of town, you know that the stables are to the west of town, and so you turn in the opposite direction and begin to walk, pace towards the stables.
All right.
I got a 12 on my first one.
Okay. You want to use your birthday crit?
Yeah.
Like 12 total?
Yeah.
I rolled a 13, but that makes it 17.
Yeah. So as Lauren, as you get this enthusiastic pace and you're running, you kind of turn behind. You see Jayla's large form quickly catching up with you. Yeah. Go ahead and make another contested check. She's probably about like 25, 30 feet away from you.
Ooh. I got 24.
Damn.
Sorry.
You'd have to roll a natural 20 to beat that.
You can use your birthday crit if you want.
You can always use the birthday crit.
I rolled a 23.
Oh.
Yeah. So Jayla, you feel as if you almost caught up to Lauren and by surprise, like he wasn't expecting anyone to chase Lauren. You, as soon as you notice this large minotaur hulking behind you, you double down and you get the running quick. As you guys are like running through the snow, kicking up snow, people in town are like, "Hey, watch out! What the?" And they're like knocking some like little kids over. Hey, what the hell? You guys go
Trucking
ahead.
through kids.
You guys go ahead and make some more.
Can I walk up while they're doing that? Can I walk up to someone close?
Yes.
I'll just be like, "Did you see them running? You know where they're going, right?" Apparently, there's a cauldron, a magic cauldron, that the town speaker came into possession of. That's gonna feed the whole town.
You pull a young, kind of like Oliver Twist looking character. He's not a kid, but he's like a teenager. He's like, "Oh, really, mister?
That's what I heard.
That's fucking crazy." Well, hopefully they find the magical pot.
Yes.
Where did you hear that from?
It's just rumor. I've heard it from a few different people.
Oh. Well, I guess I should spread the rumor.
I mean, why not?
Oh! What's that?
What?
He like points behind you.
I look behind me.
He's gonna try to attempt to steal your pouch off your person. So go ahead and make a he's gonna make a sleight of hand check.
Little jerk.
Perception?
I can see
Yeah,
this.
perception.
Just not
Yeah, you guys are all watching. You guys are all watching this happen.
11.
Yeah, he rolled lower than that. He goes to reach it, and you just kind of hear him, and you glance back to look at him. He like turns around and begins to walk off.
I grab his hand.
Hey, what's the help? Someone help me!
Is anyone
I'll help
looking?
you, young man.
Let go. What?
What seems to be the problem?
Yeah, no, I let go, yeah.
This person was being mean.
Actually, I was being kind, and then you were being mean, so have fun with the rest of your day.
Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, he walks away, and you see him head off into the crowd and begin to spread some rumors about a cult that can
Sweet.
I got a 12 on my athletics.
All right.
I got a 22.
Yeah, she's catching back up to you. This will be the final. This is gonna be the final roll, regardless. So, see what happens.
Okay.
Don't worry, you guys have inspiration.
Fuck. I'm not using it on this.
I will.
Birthday credit. Come on. You know
You have
want
these
to.
resources. Use them. It's not like there's gonna be a fight or
What'd you get? What'd you get?
Sorry, I used my mini dice. Hold on.
84.
anything.
9,522.
What'd you get?
Her bonus is 62.
I said mine first last time, so you have to say yours.
21.
Fuck, I got 12 again.
All right.
Everybody should use the D&D Beyond rolling
Yeah.
things. There's no question.
Nah, we ain't gotta worry about that. I trust you guys. No. But yeah, Lauren, Jayla catches up to you and she places her hand on your shoulder, pretty rough, but she has caught up to you. For the sake of everything, you guys are away from the group in front of some shoddy looking houses in East Haven. And people are looking at you as they just saw these two large individuals just booking it after one another in East Haven.
Sorry, what'd you need? I didn't see you there.
Sure. I'm sticking real close to you now.
Down a bit. Okay, let's go to the stable. Do you know where they are?
Well, no. I thought you knew where they were.
Oh. Okay, I guess...
You don't know where they are?
No, what? No.
And you just...
I was getting a run-in, you know? I'm gonna go ask someone where the stables are.
Yeah, you go up to a very very mundane looking individual, kind of like a background character. He's well, you want to go across town. You want to go the opposite. You want to be on the other side of town. You're on the you're on the wrong side of town, but you need to go probably back down the way you ran. And if you keep walking, you'll eventually run into it. But it's not.
Oh, okay. Did you hear that? I heard a rumor that the townspeaker has a cauldron. They found a cauldron that produces food, like a stew, really.
Oh, I didn't hear that. That's crazy.
Yeah, yesterday there were some people that went to talk to them apparently.
Oh, was it the Iron Quartet? I've been hearing their name a bunch.
I think it was some other group. I think the Iron Quartet. I've been hearing about them too. They're to the west more. They
were in Targos. I think they were in Targos a couple. I think they made some sort of contract for Speaker Nerith. They're doing some kind of task with him. They seem really popular and really nice. People always praise them when they see them.
Well, that's good. I love that for them.
Yes.
Tightening my fist.
It's not everyday adventures coming to Icewind Dale, right? Nudge you.
But probably go to the townspeaker. I think they might be giving away some free food before the lottery. Just like a last grace before.
That's a strange pre-lottery pool. We've never done that, but
Well, it's just it's a new thing, so they're showing it off, right?
Hey,
they got to popularize it.
They're tailgating the tradition now, I guess.
Right, exactly.
I'm gonna go get some soup. Bye. He walks away from you.
I'll just speak to Jayla. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. And then we'll go across town to
So Ichabod and Fiska and Elazil, not long after Lorian and Jayla headed off, and Gal walked away. You eventually see Jayla and Lorian come back across your path. Their heads they're narrowed and focused on heading towards the stables that they have been pointed.
On the other side of town, apparently. Yeah. Keep walking.
I turned to Fisk and Ichabod. I'm like, what are we doing for the time being? Why don't we just go with them? Because we don't want to go to the caravan, just the three of us, right? It's kind of one of those whole group things.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, also we don't know how to ride these things, so maybe they have some type of training.
True. I know I don't.
How hard could it be?
I don't know. I've never ridden anything before.
I don't know. I'm not part bird. I don't have kinship with these things.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go with them. So.
Yeah.
I
mean,
just we're tagging along.
You guys.
Money.
Yeah, you do.
Join
As
the
you
caravan.
as you join the group, Lorian and Jayla, you do pass those watch thy pouch signs that are plastered all over town.
My pouch
Gal-
is still in my breast.
Very nice. You guys, Gal, you arrive to the stables long before anybody else does, and you're just standing there, kind of waiting. Go ahead and make a perception check.
4.
Yeah, you are standing there. You do, in fact, see an axe speak at the stables. It's crazy. That's all you see.
Ooh.
But As you're kind of there waiting, eventually the group shows up all together as a whole instead of just Lori and Jayla headed in the opposite direction. But you guys are all in front of the stables. The stables in this town they're complex. It's not complex. It is complex, but it is more of a complex of a single large building. There are several small structures that are surrounded by this 10-foot tall iron fence. This is the only iron fence you've seen in town. So you probably get the gist that this might have been added, after the cobble walls were built. The yard itself that is around this stable, it's divided into several dozen fenced-off kenneled areas. There is, you see some trained sled dogs just in a giant kennel together. They're playing. There's a separated kennel of axe beakses that are just, kind of like an ostrich, like hitting their head into the ice. You don't know if that is a common thing with axe beaks or if these axe beaks are just a little hard-headed. Yes, is the appropriate term. But amongst this grouping of animals and kind of in the midst with all the sled dogs is this very small halfling commoner. And you almost miss him. It's so hard to see him because the sled dogs themselves are basically taller than this little halfling, as he's like actively tending to them, petting them, and taking care of them. But he does not see you guys approach.
Hey.
Hi guys. Took you so long. Me and Ravioli were waiting.
Just bit of a mix-up. Going on a run to get my blood flowing, type stuff.
You didn't know where you were going, did you?
No, I knew.
It didn't look like it when you ran.
He didn't know.
It's okay.
Stop it. Yeah. So.
You want
I guess I'll
more
walk.
ravioli?
No, I'm okay. I'll go walk up to the halfling.
Yeah, the halfling, very adorable halfling. He's got this auburn, reddish hair. He's got a long red beard. He turns around. He's like, "Oh, hello."
Hello. We're here to buy some axe beaks with some training and then 2 weeks feed.
Oh, perfect. Do all of you need axe beaks, or is it just a single? Oh, so 6 axe beaks. Okay.
Yep.
Any preferences on male, female?
Is there
Does that
an
even matter?
advantage to one?
No, they're all equally built the same.
Maybe we can get 3 and 3, so then we can have axe beak children, eggs.
Maybe.
Do they
Look
it's
at
eggs, right? Huh?
What?
You don't want to take care of a bunch of axe beaks on the road.
Well, it's an infinite food source, I guess.
Yeah,
Think about it.
they
You just
get-
have to wait for them to lay the egg, of course.
Oh no.
Usually axe beaks are very territorial with their hatchlings.
Yeah, but we'll be
eggs.
their friends, so they. We-
Yeah, I guess, yes.
So 3 and I'll take a woman axe beak.
A woman.
I'm just
I
going
was
to.
gonna say female.
I'll bring them out, and you guys can.
One of them
I don't
ladies.
I don't know what the hierarchy in this group is, but I'll bring them out, and you guys can just pick. That's going to be. This is going to be 300 gold in total.
Mm-hmm. Here we go.
Puts a little halfling handout.
I'll hand him the sack with all of our 50.
He puts it in his in a pouch somewhere on his body. And so you also want training as well, right?
Yep.
It's gonna
I
be
heard that
another
was
10 gold.
complimentary. Oh no.
No, that was not. I don't know who.
That's
who-
that's what other people in the town are saying. They're saying it's.
Shucks.
I don't know about that. I'm not
No.
going to question your. The rumors are crazy. No, rumors are
I
not
d-
true.
I know. I actually heard some rumors about a magical cauldron they just got.
That's
They're
crazy.
they're giving out free food today.
What? I
Like
can't
some
believe that.
stew. Yeah, that's
Free
I've been hearing
food?
it everywhere. Yeah,
Holy
stew.
crap.
And
Why are they found a magical cauldron? Why are they giving free food away if they found a magical cauldron?
Stew is
well, because the
great.
cauldron produces
Oh,
the food. Yeah, that's what I. Yeah. I was
oh.
confused at first too.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'll have to tell somebody. He looks over to the sled dog and says, "We got a magical pot.
It's amazing.
Makes food."
It- Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. So how much is the training?
It's going to be 10 gold per person.
Okay.
So
Cool with
that's
that.
60 more gold.
Sure.
And then 2 weeks supply of food.
Yep.
Now, is this going to be? Do you want me to keep the food on hand and you're going to come by and pick it up, or do you want let me just put it on the axe beaks?
Yeah, just put it on the saddle
I'll
bag,
I'll include saddles and all that for the purchase of the 2 weeks of food and the training.
Sure.
I will add that on. So with the 2 weeks worth of food, I'll say maybe 6. That's probably here, one. Let's say 6 gold.
Okay.
6 gold.
Per axe beak.
Not just for all of it. You guys are
Oh.
making a pretty big purchase, and I'll throw you a bone in a sense.
I can pay the 6 gold.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'll Oh, by the way, my name's Milo. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Of course, it is.
I will go get these. I'll go get you. Just stay here. Don't leave. I've already paid. That would be horrible.
Right.
He scutters off, and in a couple of moments, he has come back with the 6 axe beaks in tow. There are 3 women. There are 3 female axe beaks and 3 male axe beaks. The female axe beaks just have glorious L'Oreal hair. No, but they come back.
Bright
You guys
red
can-
lipstick on their beaks.
Yeah. What are you talking about, sugar? You guys can describe, if you want to, you can describe your own axe beak whenever you take it over. Feel free to have character, creativity with them. These are essentially your companions.
Ichabod just stands there and just raises his arms just to see if one of them comes to him.
Okay.
I like
the
it.
funny thing about it is the one in the very back, kind of like struts forward a little bit.
Is it wearing
You
a
see it
scarf?
Remember, he's got his cool hipster woolen winter hat on now.
Well, think
That's
about
so
this.
good.
Think about this one. This axe beak has kind of like that little, Bully Maguire emo haircut. He's got like bangs over his eyes a little bit. When he walks forward, he throws his bangs back a little bit, and you see a scarf just unrolls and it's flows in the wind. And and it looks at you,
Nods.
and it nods and walks forward to you.
I like it.
Ichabod gives like a little bow.
It
Emo
It gives
axe
you-
beak. Got it.
gives you it bows as well with you. It bows towards you.
Excellent.
The D&D
I start
Beyond
stroking
thing
his
just turned off.
gigantic beak, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's allowing it for the most part.
Who's next?
Is there like
Jacob, it says you're not hosting a game session.
Oh, it probably died out.
Gotcha.
Yeah, if you go idle with it, it kind of kicks you out.
Is there like a smaller one?
Yeah, there's a smaller sized one amongst the
Okay,
bunch.
I'll pick that one.
Yeah, this for the most part, when it approaches, it's small and squat, but it is just muscles on muscles. Like it makes up for its small stature with its wide stance.
Has a lot of heart.
Yeah, it's got some crazy calf muscles. It's like
Okay,
its whole leg is its calf.
I'll take this one.
I gotta look up what they look like.
I'm naming it.
Yeah,
Smile.
I
I guess
look up, too.
I guess I could have put a picture. Basically they're just think of really cool large chickens with axe beaks. Like
Right.
I should have
I'm-
probably gave you a
okay.
picture to provide.
I'm naming it Smeggle.
Oh shit.
Wow.
That's cool.
Fiska's gonna
Hopefully
walk
it does
towards,
better than your other one. Yes.
Damn.
Whichever one looks the tastiest.
There is a brown feathered axe beak that looks like it has been fried. And it smells really good. It smells like chicken.
That's the one.
But it's looking.
if
it
we
even
gotta
burps.
eat them.
It is a glutton. It burps a little bit whenever you look at it. Turns its head towards you.
I want one that looks like a badass,
Yeah.
like they fight. They look like they've been in some fights and
Yeah,
they just
one.
look strong.
Yeah, one of them it approaches you as well. It's both of its eyes just have scars over them, and it's just got scars all on its beak. You see that it's got there are tufts of feather that have been plucked in or missing from various fights, but it is well scarred. It's a badass. It's got its own intro music as it steps forward. America, fuck yeah!
Oh my gosh.
Icewind Dale! Fuck yeah!
It's a badass axe beak though. The axe beak itself, like its beak axe, is so sharp. It's sharper than the other axe beaks,
Wow.
and it's got like dried blood on it from who knows.
Nice.
And a bit of mascara around its eyes.
Anyways, I'm gonna post in Gen Chat what I want mine to look like.
Oh,
If you guys have ever heard of a Brahma chicken,
oh shit.
it's basically
Oh,
like a
cool.
tank.
Yeah. It is this one. You and it lock eyes quick, and you just have this intense stare down. Also, and it's waiting. You guys are just staring and staring, and neither of you neither of you blink. And there's a slight like zap of connection. Like, yeah,
Nice.
that's my rider, and you're like, yeah, that's my axe beak. And it steps forward, and even though it's not as like wide as Lorian's squat and small one, it is it's well built, just as well built as he is.
Yeah.
And whenever it steps forward, the ground gives a slight shudder.
Like a tremor.
As the snow. Yeah.
We got lightning and thunder. Hell yeah. Let's go.
My XP, I want it to look like. It's fine. Is it this?
You want it to look like a dodo bird.
I want it to look like Kevin.
Yes. Gal, everyone else's axe beaks have claimed them in a sense. The riders have claimed them. The axe beaks themselves have claimed riders. There is one lone axe beak. Actually, the only axe beak that was trying to hit its head into the ground, as it's like repeatedly hitting its head into the ground, and it's like looking around, and it's like trying to find where its other axe beak companions went, and it starts to like freak out a little bit, and it lets out a little anxious toot, and then it looks over at you. And it just runs over at you really fast and like runs into you and tries to tackle you. It's like,
Oh, hello? Do I have to like make a strength check to stop?
no, it's not strong enough to knock you over.
Okay.
But like, it like hits you, bounces off, slips a little bit on the ice, and falls on the ground. And then it steps back up, and then
I think I'm gonna call him Doug.
the little halfling steps up. Well, it looks like you have all found a bird. Axe beak, sorry. He looks around at the other animals. Sorry, axe beaks. We try not to generalize. Each has a personality. You know, they're not just birds. But the training course. You guys ready? I've already saddled them up.
So ready?
So
Do
we're
it.
gonna
I'm
all
afraid.
get on these axe beaks, and I'm gonna coach you. It's gonna be trial by fire. It's the only way to learn, especially here in Icewind Dale. So what you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need to get on your axe beak, grab the reins, and hold on for dear life. You
Okay.
have to overpower the axe beak. Innocent. This is all innocent, right? You have to be the alpha. You know, you have to be the alpha.
Mm,
You're really gonna feel it.
right. Okay. Think I can do
Also,
that.
you have to be caring to these birds. These
Strong
axe beaks.
but caring.
Yes.
Okay.
So, once you all mount y'all's axe beaks, he slaps each of the axe beaks on their ass and they take off. And there starts, like, all in this pen is just chaos as, like, feathers are getting thrown everywhere. I need everybody to go ahead and roll a animal handling check for me,
Alright, I'm gonna cast guidance on myself.
for sure.
I'm gonna roll with inspiration.
Okay, for sure.
I'm also gonna roll for inspiration.
All right,
22.
you pass.
Nice. I posted a picture of an axe beak, by the way, Jacob. On the stream.
Inspiration's a D6. isn't
On
it?
general-
I rolled a
on general?
7.
No, in the stream.
Oh, sweet, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, what'd you say?
Ichabod and Fiska both rolled 7s.
I
You guys fell.
I got an 18.
17.
Inspiration's a D6, right?
No, it's a
It's just
when
a
you use
normal-
inspiration, it's an advantage roll on D20.
Oh, okay, no.
You're thinking of bardic inspiration.
I rolled the same thing.
What'd you get, a 4? Or what?
I got a 7.
All right, so Ichabod, Fiska, and Gal, you guys are trying your hardest to you're like struggling, you're holding on to the reins, you're shaking, this axe speaks like it's bucking. It's somehow it's bucking. It doesn't have a back half, but it's bucking. It's throwing you around. It's trying to slap you with its beak. You guys are struggling.
Come on, Jasper.
You're not my mom. It's not a phase. You are struggling to maintain these axe beaks. Jayla, Fiska, or Jayla, Lori, and Elzel, you guys are, you're doing all right. You throw up one hand in the air and you're like riding the axe beaks. You're not out of the water yet. I need everyone to make another animal handling check for me.
Let's try an actual dice this time. Oh, that's a little better.
Oh.
13.
Dirty 20.
I'm gonna dangle a little bit of ration in front of mine.
Okay, I will say that will lower the DC.
Just a 9 for me this time.
Hey, that's weird. Me and Fisk are rolling the exact same things.
12.
Yeah, what'd you get?
I got 12.
Okay, so this round, Elzel failed. Ichabod, Fiska, Lauren, Jayla, and Gal. Everyone else passed besides Elzel. Elzel, you were doing really well the first round of this, but this Brahmin chicken, this motherfucker's fighting back. He is not going down without a fight. He is trying to throw you. And you're like having to like wrap your tail around him to try to maintain balance as he's actively trying to push you off. The rest of you that were struggling beforehand, Fiska, Ichabod, and Gal, you guys you're getting the hang of it. You are, you're getting a little bit more comfortable on this axe beak. Lorian and Jayla, you guys are, you're trying, and eventually the bird just stops. And you feel as if it is trained to be y'all's
Oh.
axe beaks. You two have successfully passed the best of 3 challenge. So you guys are successfully certified axe beak riders. One more round for those that need to get another win. So Ichabod, Elzel, Fiska, and Gal, go ahead and roll another animal hand.
That morning run really warmed us up, so we were ready when we came into this.
And as much as Milo is more teaching or like training y'all, he's like throwing suggestions, but it's just going in one ear out the other because it's such a chaotic like battle.
I got a 13 that time.
Perfect. Ichabod?
Either way, it was not good. I rolled a 5.
Okay. Yeah, what'd you?
17.
Okay. Okay. So you all are trying to maintain control. Everyone but Ichabod successfully, you get the hang of it, and and you feel your axe beak stop and come under control. Ichabod, you are fighting with this little emo scarf wearing son of a bitch. Its scarf like wraps around your scarf, and there's like a tug of war between them. It's just, it kind of throws you off a little bit. You're still hanging on, and thankfully, axe beaks are herd animals. So after it like throws you off a little bit, it looks at you like you're on the ground a little bit, looking down at it, and it's looking up at it. It's looking down at you, and it's got this like shit-eating grin on its face. And then it looks around at all the other axe beaks with the riders atop of them, and you see this like very depressed look come over his face.
Yeah.
As it feels like it no longer has a friend. It becomes so emo, like a little rain cloud forms over its head.
I got this Joker.
And it looks back up at you, and it motions with its head back onto its back.
Ichabod gets on really carefully because he doesn't trust it.
Yeah, you get on. The axe beak lets out a little sigh. Stands up. And fills and replaces itself back into this herd ambience of everyone training their own axe beak. You are certified with this axe beak.
Okay.
Pity certified.
Yeah.
If it wasn't an emo outcast axe beak, it would not have pity.
Gotcha.
But you are all certified axe beak riders.
It just wanted to fit in, so it's like fuck.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is y'all's axe beak. It is, it is a part of your character sheet now. I will, after the session, I'll add it to y'all's sheets as a companion. But you guys are all axe beak certified. It's a big deal.
I can't do anything on my computer while I'm dual streaming.
Oh, really?
I just opened a browser and the whole stream crashed.
Crashes?
It's back
Oh,
up.
shit.
It's back up now, though, I think.
If you missed it, they all got AxeSpeak certified. You all have a little rock that says AxeSpeak Professionals on it.
Hell
But
yeah.
For the most part, you guys are completed with your training. Milo says, all right, just come back when you need them. Need them picked up. I'll leave them over in the separate stables over there, on the separate little fenced-in area. So just come in, jump in. The bag of grain will be tied to each AxeSpeak. So thank you for shopping at my stables. All right. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Milo.
Anytime.
Yes.
Milo carry a bow on him?
He does, and before you turn around, he says, hey, if you guys see my dad, tell him to come home.
Oh,
He's out
I
there.
don't think we know your dad.
Oh, well, you know,
What's his name?
rumor has it he ran out on my mom a long time ago. But that's what she says.
What's his name?
Oh, you wouldn't know. It's like Schmitty Wurzenheimer or something like that.
That's
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a name.
He was number one, is what I was told.
Of what?
He was best AxeSpeak breeder in all lands.
Oh,
He really knew how to get an AxeSpeak to lay an egg.
Excuse me.
Well, if we come across a Schmitty Wurzenheimer, we will,
Just remember, he was number one.
number one. I mean, I guess we have a better chance of running into him now that we have axe peaks, right?
True.
Yeah. Well, have a good day.
You too. Don't miss the lottery. Heard it's gonna be a real hoot nanny.
Oh, we won't.
We'll be there.
I mean, we're all kind of like, he's like, we all kind of have to show up anyways, right?
Is there a betting ring on who gets picked?
That's not cool. That's fucked up.
Mm.
we don't do that here. Maybe in like
Well-
Targos, maybe.
Oh, in Targos they do?
Yeah,
Okay.
Not here.
My
In
money's on
Targos
68.
they... Okay.
All right, guys. I'm
Yep.
going to hit the. Bye. He feels like he doesn't need to. He doesn't really need to inform you on what he's gonna do. Bye.
I'm just gonna like stand around for an extra like 15 seconds, kind of just like looking at him.
He's just awkwardly standing there with his hands on his hip. He's just smiling awkward. His like smile is like slowly starting to like just come down into a normal face. He just starts looking at the ground. Kind of like Bilbo Baggins. He starts like, whoa, whoa.
Then
Starts
I'll
putting
just
himself down for a pipe.
I'll just be like, so I've got a, and then I just turn and run and go.
Jeez, thanks God. Thank God. I will say from this point on, we can take a bathroom break real quick.
Okay.
If anyone needs to take a quick bio break, quick 5-minute bio break.
That's cool.
Then
A
I think
Milo
the-
break. I dig it.
Yeah. Then I think the plan is to go to the caravan.
Cool.
All right.
Welcome back, everybody, from our quick break. We're gonna get back into it. The group just trained. We're certified on Axe Speaks and have purchased Axe Speaks from Milo's Stables. You guys are, you are walking throughout the town, going towards the harbor market where y'all overheard Pork's caravan might be from nearby Delfolk. And as you guys are walking, you do hear a couple of rumors of something about a cauldron that can feed people. Rumors are spreading pretty quick about a cauldron. It is a big deal. It's becoming it's actually overshadowing the whole lottery pool. It's kind of overtaken that. It's becoming the narrative besides just like the lottery. And people don't seem as afraid to get picked because if they don't get picked, they get to eat infinite food basically. Is what they're understanding. But you guys, you guys are going through town, and you end up closer to East Haven's town hall. You're at the town hall, and you look over and you see that there's the harbor market, near the harbor. It's not too crazy to find. It's a harbor market. Gal even helps you get there, so he's a little familiar with the town. It is a sight to behold in this very cold town. And speaking of the weather, it's actually a pretty pleasant day. There's no crazy. It's very, very mild. Very, actually, more mild than it's ever been. It's actually a very peaceful day in Tin Towns, which is really weird. But as you kind of head towards the harbor market, you see that although its physical size, it's still smaller than that of Targos's large market, harbor market. But there are a number of merchants that, are kind of sardine packed in next to each other. Like, there's so many vendors that outsort. Like, there's so many vendors that it's like people are stacked up next to each other, hugging each other, basically selling their wares. It is a very crowded place. Obviously, the way that these little stalls are positioned, it allows for them to sell goods here that then try to entice people. You see people that are yelling loudly, trying to sell wares to people, and you hear a couple say, freshest trout head, knucklehead trouts in all of Tin Town. Come get a hot trout. And then there's another person say, fuck your trouts, my trouts are better. Come to my business. There's a bunch of squabbling back and forth over this. You see someone yelling, get your fresh ice here. I got some fresh ice here. The freshest ice in all of Icewind Dale. It's crazy fresh. And they're like sawing some ice off of the frozen water. There are people selling, anything you can imagine. It's anyone's market. It's funny because as this guy's trying to sell his ice, he has a bunch of signs that says, going out of business soon. Just plastered all over. Get your hot deals, going out of business soon. But you guys do see that even though there are a number of people, proudly displaying what they're happy to sell, it doesn't seem like anyone's actually getting business. And that's probably just due to, the new setup stand or stall, or actually it's more so an area, as towards Caravan of Curiosities has set up shop in the center of this market. And less so of a caravan at this point, as it has been set up properly. There are these very bright and lively canopied stalls and shops. And you see that there are these 3 heavily laden dog sleds that have been just converted into their own small markets. Like, each sled itself has been turned into a store, a high quality store at that. It looks leagues above the other peasant common merchants stalls. You see that there are various goods that are being proudly displayed in these open crates, and each crate is labeled according to the specific goods that are being sold. And as you are seeing all this, just all these people that are just flocking, all these Delfolk that are flocking to these stalls, you see that they are eagerly buying, items. They are buying. You see someone buying apples and goods that aren't even available in this. It's like, how do they get these fruits and these vegetables? How do they get these items? You see that there are these 4 fur-wrapped individuals who are, dealing with this crowd. Obviously handing over goods, taking the gold, doing the exchange. Off to the side of this much larger crowd of consumers, there is another smaller crowd, kind of positioned in front of various weapon racks and magical in nature looking items. It's just very pristine quality items. the Dell folk that are gathered here, it's a much smaller crowd. You see that there is just people that are just haggling, and they are trying to do their best to haggle. And there's these two individuals that they're haggling with that are stationed next to these weapons. You see that there's this female dwarf. She has like snow white hair and wears this really fine golden jewelry. Each of her fingers is adorned with these beautiful, expensive-looking rings. Her face is very soft, but it's got this like well-hardened layer to it. There's this large cut that kind of just cuts right across her right cheek. Standing next to this dwarven woman is a very well-built man. He has an olive complexion with this dark hair that is kind of pulled back into a ponytail, and he bears no facial or body hair. He is dressed in this very stylish vest with matching pants and boots, similar in style to those worn by mariners off the southern Sword Coast. But he doesn't appear to be wearing any armor or cold weather clothing, and it looks as if he doesn't really feel cold or appear to be affected by the cold. He looks very comfortable in his getup. He is very much, watching these two individuals haggle with the dwarven woman, and he crosses his arm and he's just watching the exchange happen. Though his looks are unusual with the way he's dressed, the most striking feature to you are his eyes, which are these two little icy blue frozen lakes that just shine. I'm going to show an image of both of these characters on Video Ninja. So, of course. So you see, the first image is going to be of the dwarven woman. I can't do both of them at the same time, so we're just going to do one at a time. So, you see, this is the dwarven woman. She's very hardened, she's very beautiful, very soft. She looks professional. The other individual that's next to her is this gentleman. Very much got a little wispy goatee, but he is the aura he presents off is very intimidating, to say the least. And even though these two are, right next to each other, and people are trying to haggle with both of them, the female dwarf has obviously taken the front. She's dealing with the business. And the male is just staying back, watching her, like I previously said. The dwarven female, she says, "No, I'm not going to do an exchange with you with that god-awful blade. Its craftsmanship is shit." To which you hear a Delphoc reply, "This isn't shit. It's been in my family for 6 generations. It has value." To which the dwarf replies, "Well, I think it's best you keep it in your family, sir. Next customer, please come forward." To which another Del approaches, attempting to haggle, and it's just this constant ebb and flow. But all the while, the man is observing. Until another disgruntled Delphoc attempts to strike out at the dwarf with the dagger. He just quickly tries to shank her. Everyone in the crowd kind of like gasp as the dagger just stops an inch in front of the dwarf's neck. It's stopped in its trajectory by that icy, blue-eyed man. His hand is clutched on the blade of the dagger as this thin coating of ice begins to form on its blade. His other hand, which is now balled into a fist, just cracks the side of that would-be attacker's face, knocking them out in a single blow. It just happens so fast, it seems natural. And he speaks towards the crowd. "If you aren't happy with our prices, deal with it and move on." Murmuring happens, and in about a moment or two passes. The crowd, now with a more orderly and respectful air to them, continues their haggling and shopping. That's what you all see as you get towards Caravan of Curiosity.
I don't recognize him from any dreams or visions or anything, do I?
This is the man that was in your visions.
Okay.
You recognize this as the guy in the visions.
That is Sefik.
Sefik Couch.
Is there any way I can tell the rest of my party without any?
Well, you guys are there's so much haggling going on. It's so loud over there.
Okay.
They haven't even noticed y'all. Basically, they are dealing with customers. So
Ichabod will motion towards Sefik and kind of nod his head.
How
You know him?
how many in-game days has it been? Like 8 since we first heard about him and started on this.
You guys all met together on the 18th of Uktar. It has been 11 days
11.
since you have started your journey. It's been a long time in our time, but in game it's been 11 days since you have started y'all's adventure.
All right. Sorry to interrupt, guys.
You're fine. No, perfectly fine. If you ever have like a question about days or anything, I keep a calendar channel.
Oh, that's right.
If anyone ever wants to reference it, I'm trying to keep track of the days still.
Okay.
To answer your question, Gal, yes, we, that is one bad dude. Let's just say that.
What did you do? He steal from you? That's kind of not nice.
No, he, I guess I can trust this guy here. It's my understanding he has killed several people.
Are they good people?
I don't know if they were good or bad, but he's killed a lot of people around the towns here.
That's
So
kinda
how do we handle this?
But we can't just assault him in front of everybody.
Okay.
I think we go fill out the situation. See if we can
See what the
figure
deal is
out.
with this caravan.
Yeah, and maybe try to get him alone.
Do some window shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Okay.
Wait, we're buying a window? For what?
No, it's a figure of speech.
Browsing?
gonna-
Do you know the word browsing?
Oh, okay. I get it now.
I mean, by all means, if you want to buy something, but we're just kind of scoping out the situation for now.
Yeah. I'll go over and just start kind of looking at their wares, if I can do that.
Are you approaching the ones with the dwarf and the gentlemen that are like haggling with us in the smaller crowd, or are you going up to like the larger crowd with like just the 4 commonly dressed in fur people that are just selling basic stuff?
Does it seem like the 2 people are only for like checking out goods?
You get the sense that the dwarf and the gentleman that are
Mm-hmm.
in the smaller crowd, they are in charge of probably the higher quality items here.
Oh, okay.
Just because people are trying to actively get like weapons. You see some weapons over there, while the other group is just, you see some like tents, some ropes, some, potions and stuff, like common stuff. It's potions, like grease, just simple stuff.
I guess we'll go over to the 2 people. Yeah. If anyone wants to come with me, feel free.
I'll join.
Look at the good stuff.
I want to as well.
Ichabod's going to look at some other stalls.
Okay. So, we'll do Ichabod first. Actually, where's Elzo going?
I would probably go over to. You're going to the dwarf and Cephik. Is that what you were talking about, guys?
Yeah, everyone
Everyone
except
but
Ichabod.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll go with you
Yeah.
guys.
Cool. As you guys begin to make your way over, Ichabod, you go over to the larger group, and you push through a couple people, or you stand on the outside of the crowd, and you can see that there are 3 different sleds. One sled seems to have like just common gear, like tents, some rope, maybe some oil flasks, just like crampon snowshoes. The second sled has tinder boxes, blankets, very much a fur-based sled. The third sled has what looks like vegetables, fruits, just rations, some bottles of wine, some barrels of cheap ale. You see a large amount, maybe about 20 or so, like these very small red, like liquidy potions. You see like 13 vials of this greenish liquid. While you're kind of looking over, can you go ahead and make a yes, Lord Dwarves. Can you go ahead and make a perception check for me as you're like kind of glancing over this?
Ichabod?
Yes, Ichabod.
Okay. You said perception?
Yes.
Alright. 13.
Yeah, you just see the stuff that I've said. You
Okay.
don't. It's so hard to see through the crowd of people, but they are selling common goods.
Okay.
Nothing too crazy.
So as he's looking at that stuff, he's still gonna occasionally cast his eyes over at Cephik and the dwarf lady.
Yeah, for sure. You kind of side eye the group as the group approaches. You all approach. You kind of get in the midst of the smaller group of Dell folk. People are shoving and pushing, like saying, "Get the fuck out of my way! I want to make a deal. Let's make a deal." Or Howie Mandel shows up and tries to let's make a deal. But you guys are in the crowd, not yet at the front with them. So I would say if you guys want to try to talk between each other before you get there, you can. If not, eventually you guys will push forward to talk to the front.
I'm
I'm
gonna wait a sec
unaffiliated.
to. I'm gonna wait a sec to go with you guys if you guys are going in the group.
Okay.
They really are that bad. We don't want to know everybody's grouped up.
Oh, then should I stay with you? So we're
Sure.
kind of break up the group. Okay.
So then it's
Fiska, watch Lorian.
what? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? I'm a businessman at heart. No, not really, but you know.
Alright,
I'm not a
that's
thief.
Good stuff.
Fiska knows what I'm talking
I'll
about.
distract him, Fiska.
I don't trust you as my partner in thievery.
Wait, Olozo, are you going with them?
I misunderstood. Why are you staying back?
Just because, I mean, if they really are as bad as they seem, you never know. They might think, oh, a bigger group of people, they might be after something. Like, they can put two and two together. More so?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll stick back.
It's me and Fiska.
Yeah, it's
Fiska
two
and
of you.
Lorian, the dynamic
Sure is.
duo. Watch out, guys. We got a couple badasses over here. Now,
This is not a good combo.
yeah. So you guys are just pushing your way forward through the Dell folk.
Yeah, I'll be making way for Fiska.
Yeah, it's with your build, it's quite easy to do. You kind of just like put your long arms and just like scoop people slowly, like so slow that they don't really notice that they're getting ripped apart. But you guys do approach, and the dwarven lady, she sees you two approaching. She's like, well, hello there. How can I? Are you trying to haggle? Did you want to buy something? Want to look at the wares? Well, how can I? I've never seen you guys in Icewind Dale before. But what are you trying to do? Do you want to haggle? Do you want to buy something?
We're kind of looking at. We heard the high quality stuff was over here, so
Indeed,
we kind of want to look at that.
for sure.
Isn't that right? Right, my compatriot. My compatriot.
Oh, you're talking about me.
She's like snapping her fingers.
Fiska's like already looking at the items over there. She's like, what's that?
Yeah.
What's
So
that?
yes.
Craning her neck over.
So we have some armor, we have some weapons, and then we have some miscellaneous stuff that we have procured over our time. She motions toward this leather armor that looks very well put together, very fine. You know, she says that there is a magical set of armor. We have 2 in stock, all leather, of course, but those are better than your average sets of armor. I don't even want to tell you the story of how we got this. It's so crazy, right, Sapphic? The guy's like, he just nods. She sticks back up. We have weapons. So we have this glaive here. This glaive, it floats on water, and it makes those who wield it makes it a little easier for them to swim. I'm not saying y'all want to swim in the waters around here. It's cold. Gotta be a special kind to be able to handle that kind of cold. I have a hand axe here. That when you wield it and you jump with it and land, you can carry that momentum to a crater around you to do a little bit of a little bit more damage, so to speak. Then I have this war pick right here. Legend tells that if you are fine in your ability to wield it, and you land a very critical hit on someone, that you are able to, if you can cast spells, they say, it restores some of that back to you. But I've never been able to get it to work myself, but I don't know how to cast magic. Then the miscellaneous bits. We have these 2 potions right here. These are potions of greater healing. Pretty good, pretty hard to come by around here, trust me. We have this deck of cards. Don't know what they do. I'm afraid to use them, and frankly, there's only 17 in there. But the person that we got them from was quite an illusionist. He did all these weird illusions. Yeah, and the last thing we have here is a little ring, and it helps you swim better, like the weapon. Someone say it's a ring of swimming, actually. But as far as it goes with the pristine items, that's all we really have. If you want to head over to our other sales tents, you can buy rope, oil, crampon. You can buy any kind of basic gear that you would want.
Ask for details on the leather armor.
How much it costs?
What's the details on the leather armor and the cost?
So the leather armor is it's +1 leather armor. She says like an out of game character. It's +1 leather armor. And it'll be about 500 gold. For,
Yeah.
For each set. We have 2 sets of leather armor. They make you feel +1 hardier.
Is it like studded leather or like?
It's just leather for just leather and just like the base class.
Yeah. Oh.
Is there any way that Ichabod could hit someone's eye and nod towards the axe in such a way that they would be like, "Oh, Ichabod wants to know about this axe."
Even though he's like, I'm gonna ask about that. It's gonna definitely upon hearing about the axe, she's like, she remembers you jump attacking the hag, and she's like, what?
Jump biscuit.
So how much for the
So the axe is about 500 gold as well. Most of our stuff is 500 gold. It's very hard to get in these lands. So yeah, basically what I was saying, she goes into a model. She has a trance, Professor Trelawney off Harry Potter. But she says, nice. Whenever the wielder lands from a jump, creatures within 5 feet must make a Constitution saving throw using that character's spell DC, or take 1d4 damage.
And it's
any jump. Any jump.
It's a hand axe?
It is a hand axe. Hand axe of concussion.
Oh wow.
That's cool.
What about the deck of cards?
Oh, those deck of it's a deck of illusions, is what it is. It's 500 gold.
Really? There's only 17 of them.
It's 500 gold. We don't know what happened to the other 17. I think that's how many cards are in the deck. We don't know what happened to the other half of cards, but they are, that's all we got, and we've priced them accordingly.
Then I'll just say, these are all wonderful items, but do you have anything a bit more serious? Something you don't show the public.
Make a persuasion check.
With advantage.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Good try.
Yeah, Jacob, the reason I was asking about the leather is mine is currently AC 12, but leather armor is AC 11. And so basically, if I got a regular leather that's +1, I would be at the same AC.
I just picked leather as just because leather's light armor, I'm pretty sure, right? Is your armor considered medium armor or armor light?
It just says armor common.
Yours is light armor, studded leather.
Oh,
Yeah. So
is
it's mainly just light armor leather is what it is. So if it's studded leather, that's fine. I was just trying to be pretty much basic with it, so anyone can use it that uses leather, like light armor
Yeah,
leather.
I do.
So
That
with
would,
you, if you bought it, it would be studded leather plus 1.
yeah, so that would bring me to an AC of 19 if anybody wanted to lend me 65 gold, but that would be all of my gold. But at level 3, a boost in AC plus 1 is pretty big.
I got a 3 on my persuasion.
Ugh.
Yeah, she looks at you. Sorry, no, this is all we really have on hand. It's kind of hard to get items up here, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But this is what we have. Plus, if we had anything like that exclusive, it would probably be well over like 1,000 gold or something like that. But I probably wouldn't even want to sell that too. That's, you know, it's dangerous to have that much value on it one time.
Yeah.
So out of game for a second. We, long time ago, learned about her. It's Torga Icefane. I did not write any notes about her, so I don't know if any of you guys did. It was way back, like, probably the 3rd person we ever learned about in this game. Because I have Hlyn, Asterix, and then Torga in my notes. But I didn't get a chance to write anything down about her, other than I put Sephic right underneath her name. Yeah. So just putting that out there for anyone who takes better notes than I do.
I'll try to decipher mine.
Okay.
I wouldn't even know where to begin to look.
You can look at my notes.
And
Yeah.
Blake said you wanted to buy the deck of illusions. Perfect.
That's cool.
That's so fitting.
You're gonna buy it. All right, go ahead and add a deck of illusions to your inventory.
Who
With
bought
17
it?
Cards. Emily, Visca.
Hell yeah.
So basically, whenever you use that in game, I'm going to have a deck of cards on me, and I will shuffle them. And then whenever you want to use it, I will just shuffle, and then I'll pick a card whenever you say pick, and then it'll correspond to what happens with the item. There's different things that happen with each with a different card. So each card has its own illusion.
You don't have a D17 on hand?
You know, I was thinking it'd be cool to roll, but I was like, that's not that fun.
Sounds fun as hell. Excited.
Yeah, I want to just pull a card. It'd be
Yeah, I like it.
Showy. It was either this or a deck of many things. And I was like, fuck that. I'm not doing that many things. Yeah. So go ahead and add it to your sheet, and then I don't know how it's listed. I think it's going to be like a number counter at the top of it. I'm going to put the 17. 17 out of whatever's left charges.
34.
Yeah. So it'll.
Oh, sorry. A full deck has 34. A deck found as treasure is usually missing
Yes.
a d20. Okay, so it is just 17.
Yeah, and I think when you add it to your sheet, you can actually reduce the number of cards in it. So I think it should give you like a little counter to with.
17 charges. Is what I have.
Oh yeah. Nice. So you have that on hand.
That's 17 total charges. It doesn't like refresh at all.
No, they are one-time use, and then when you use them all, it's gone. Like you'll basically the way it works is you'll use a card, the card will vanish, and it'll turn into. So it is very much a finite resource, but a really cool one.
Nice.
The dwarf, yeah, she hands it over. Well, thank you for the money. That's hope it finds you well. Now, anybody else want to buy anything while I have you here, or should I try another customer?
I'm good to go.
Awesome.
See you later. Thank you.
Yeah, have a good one. Do all of y'all leave?
It's just us two, I think.
Oh, that's right. It's just you two. Yeah. So as you guys leave, that's right. Thank you for reminding me. You guys leave. The whole time you guys were there, that guy, Sethic, who you have been informed of, he watched each of you very carefully. You feel as if he was waiting on one of you to try to do something stupid. He would have acted to protect this dwarven. But he seemed infinitely focused, and he didn't blink a single time.
Did he look like he recognized us?
No.
Okay.
Were you coming back to join us, or just kind of like brushing by so it doesn't look like we're?
I was just gonna walk by and probably go over to the four dwarves or whatever.
So I was gonna vaguely wander towards Ichabod to tell him about the axe.
I turned to who? I don't even remember who I'm with. Gowl and Jayla. Is that who it was?
Hello.
Yeah. I turned to the two of you, and I'm just like, I don't know the deal with like my race, with everything going on with it. Should we like let this guy know that I exist now? Like I don't know how to handle that with the secrecy and the underwater cities and the all of my kind being wiped out and
There's underwater cities?
yeah, we will talk to you about that later. Yes. If Lauren was passing by, I would have like quickly like asked him, "Is there anything worth it?"
The armor, maybe.
What kind of armor?
Weapon. Studded leather.
Magic.
Yes.
Yes. I'll just nod.
Right. I guess. I mean, do we even need to go up there? Is a better question.
I feel like we kind of have to now, because we've kind of been waiting in a line.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
It's gonna be suspicious. Real quick, out of character, with my background, I've been watching this guy that I've been told. Can I tell he is guarding her with the background of a soldier?
I'll say you can make an inside check with advantage.
Thank you.
And plus your background, since your background is a soldier, I will reduce the DC drastically.
It's a 13.
Yeah, you pick up on it pretty quickly that he's actively in a protective like posture stance, and he has that protective vibe about him.
Okay.
I guess
Alright.
we're waiting to go up.
Yeah. Couple miscellaneous Delpho fail to haggle and purchase anything with their meager amounts of gold and coin. And you guys do approach the stand. You see that dwarven female, and you see the gentleman standing next to her, and the dwarven female says, "Oh boy, I've never seen you before." And she's talking to you, Elzel. Anyways, did you want to buy anything? You have...
It's like I've never seen you either. Do I see the leather armor?
Yes.
I just ask, can you tell me a little bit about this?
This is leather armor, studded leather armor. It's magical. It can, protect you a little bit better than regular armor can. There's not much of a backstory when it comes to these items. It's through acquisition of it, I don't want to get into the nitty gritty and bore you with it, but it came into my possession, and I have validated its quality, and it's good to go.
Do I see any anywhere where it was like mended, or like there's like blood stains, or?
You make a perception check.
Yeah. What is my perception? Okay. Fuck, I'm rolling terribly tonight. Just an 8.
It looks pretty pristine, and it's not the greatest of it's not clean in the sense of the word clean, like it's not fresh off the belt, but it looks rather fairly well.
Yeah. How much for the armor?
That'll run you 500, and I have 2 sets of them. So there's this one, and then I have another one in the back that I can bring out.
I only have one body, so I probably only need one, right?
True. It's just if you have friends, tell a friend, and maybe they want to buy one.
Sure. I have what? Yeah. What?
I may be interested in some armor too.
Oh. She looks up at you. Oh. Yeah. Sure. I will. Make sure. I'll get one of my other guys to go get it. Hey.
But what else do you have before I, you know?
And she's like, hey. So we have, there's this. I have this ring here. It helps one swim a little bit better. There is a glaive here as well. That if you wield this glaive, it will actually float on top of the water. The glaive itself floats, and it can actually make it a little bit easier for you to swim if you want to use a glaive. There is this hand axe that whenever you land from a jump, you can pretty much cause the ground to shake, and those around you take some damage. And then there's this war pick here. Whenever you hit a critical hit, it can restore a first level spell slot. Once per long rest, of course. She says.
Okay. There's a war pick.
Oh, and there's 2 potions of greater healing.
So I have about 430 gold, and then I have this beautiful sapphire. It's worth about 50 gold, so that brings us to 480.
That's a little short.
A little short. Oh, okay, I'll just turn to Jayla and Gal and like, do one of you have like an extra 20 gold you could help me out with?
Real quick, I wanna ask her when he asks that. You wouldn't do any deals for both sets, would you? Because we're taking 2 off your hands.
Make a persuasion check. It's gonna be really hard, though.
Can I give him guidance?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get an extra D4.
It's a 17.
She says, sadly, I can't. That'd be a loss to my total inventory, and I can't make that deal. Sadly, it's so hard to get these items here in Icewind Dale, and I feel as if I have to be reimbursed for what I've had to bring it here. So sorry, sir. But it was it's a good thought. Thank you for. Maybe in the future I can think of discounts or deals to work in for other customers.
So, hold on, out of game.
Yes.
I have a potion of animal friendship. How much does that cost? Because I could try to sell that.
Oh.
I also
Let
need
me
to
look
go
up.
take this brooch to somebody and get it checked out.
She so out of game, the potion of animal friendship is worth 200 gold.
Woo!
That could get us both. Okay. All right. So, do you deal with potions at all?
Of course, we have I have these 2 greater healing potions here, and then over there we have about 20 common healing potions.
No. Do you buy?
Oh, of course, yeah. I'm all about haggling. If you want to, what are you trying to pitch here?
I have a potion of animal friendship.
That could be useful in some situations. I'd be down to accept that as part of a purchase.
Okay, so my friend and I here. Would Jayla know how much this potion is? Like,
you could make a Arcana check on it to see.
oh, that's actually not awful.
I
Okay.
forget you guys have inspiration and birthday crits too, so
I'm not using my birthday crit for this.
be a fucking
Does
go.
Ichabod see any like smoke or anything leading him towards any particular items?
I also make a perception check again.
Okay.
Spend some time.
14.
Jayla, you have a rough ballpark assumption of what it might be cost, but
Oh,
you
I
don't know
see.
the true value on it.
I see natural
but you
20
have a
arms.
It's natural 20.
Yep.
To you.
And I
Give me
even
2
rolled it
seconds.
on the D&D Beyond, so there's no questioning me.
I saw 21 on there, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah.
I'll get to you in a second.
Okay,
Jayla,
that's cool.
you know you have a rough estimation.
What's my rough estimation?
It could be worth between 150 to 200 gold.
That's pretty good.
It's a pretty
Okay,
good. It's a pretty
okay.
good roll. Yeah.
So, how much would you cut down on the price of the armor if we gave you this and then paid you the rest?
May I look at it for a second?
Sure.
She takes it and she hands it to Sefik behind her. He looks at it, turns it over in his hand. This is worth lots of money to some. Maybe about 200 gold. I think it would be a fair price for this potion.
Nice.
So, we both give you 400 and you'll give us both the armor?
Sefik hands the potion back to Torga. She looks at you. You have yourself a deal there.
Sweet.
Does that sound good, Elzo?
Sounds good to me. Thank you.
Cool.
Torga looks over. Hey, Daryl, go get the other armor.
Daryl.
Some armor.
Suddenly she's southern. Daryl!
Some unspotted person emerges from further into the caravan structuring. An unseen person before, so you feel that there might be some more people around this caravan that aren't actually selling stuff. But eventually some person in fur clothing brings it up, drops it off. She takes both sets of leather armor and extends them out to you. She extends one out to Jayla, and then Sefik is holding his out to Elzo.
I reach for it to grab it.
He looks at you and just stares. Wear it well.
That's the plan. Thank you.
Torga hands your armor to you, Jayla. You guys both have the +1 leather armor.
Sweet.
Studded or base, whatever you use. It's a light armor for purposes of this, but it's a +1 magical armor. Torga looks out. Did anybody else did you want to buy something as well, my tall friend? Goliath.
You don't have any bigger items, do you?
Well, the glaive is pretty big, pretty sizable. The war pick is a pretty sizable one, but you're talking about something like super duper large. We don't really find those that often.
Not like any great axes or nothing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, all we have right now is these 3 weapons here. I have a ring of swimming. Make you swim better.
I don't really like the water during this time of any time of Icewind.
Yeah.
It has been a hard item to sell. I will tell you that. It has been very hard.
I mean,
Yes.
maybe you could lower the price on it just because it is, because you know the weather and all. But it's
I mean,
talking merchant. I'm sorry.
yeah. Eventually, we'll head out of Icewind Dale and head water deep in Neverwinter. I'm sure someone there will buy it. Just what we have on. There are these potions though. If you want one of those.
How much do they normally cost?
So one potion of greater healing is going to cost. It's going to run you about 100 gold. So if you want both potions, it'll be about 200. But if you want to go over to Jimmy over there, he is selling some common health potions that run about 50 each.
Okay. They're still here. I might be back for those.
For sure. I hope to see you back. Thank you for your business. She says it to all of y'all.
Yeah.
Also,
Thank you.
do you know anyone that could possibly identify an item?
Yeah, Sefik can, he's pretty good with his arcane ways. Sefik, you think you could identify something for this patron? Free of charge, of course, because she did purchase something from us. Sefik says, well, of course, I can look at it for you. What do you need looked at?
I found this, and I'm gonna get out the human eye brooch.
Yeah, he's not fazed by it. He's like,
Okay,
he reaches out to grab it from you.
cool.
when his hands reach around it, you feel this very biting cold that kind of radiates off of his skin. He looks at this. He looks at this item, and as he's looking at it, overlooking it, he's like, "Where did you find this?"
A cave.
Well, he looks it over. Well, if you wear this and you hold on to it for about an hour while you're wearing it, it will act as a way to see if one is impaired. It functions as a eyeball per se. It would allow the user to see as if they see through their eyes.
True sight? Is that what that is, or I'm confused?
This will give you vision, is what he's saying. It gives the wearer the ability to see even if their eyes are impaired.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Won't be blind anymore.
That's how she saw y'all when y'all were approaching. When she had her hair over her face, she saw y'all through the brooch.
Oh, thanks. And she'll take it, and she's just gonna stick it in her pocket. Cause she's...
Yeah, it's a rare. That's pretty. I mean, if you want to sell it, I think Miss Torga here would want to buy it from you. It's a pretty cool item.
I'll think about it.
Okay. Well, he sits back and crosses his arm. Torga steps kind of in the spotlight. She says, "Okay, well, thanks for y'all's business. I appreciate you. Next customer, please." Ichabod, it's your
Yes.
natural 20.
Yes.
Don't worry, I didn't forget about you.
No.
We come back to you, Ichabod. You are over at the other areas looking at various goods. You look over and you do see those. Now that you're looking for these faint smoke trails, you see that each of the items that are being sold have this wispy smoke trail. Every item that has been purchased over there in that area has that smoky trail. Even some of the items that are in the common sled areas. And you see that there is, with that natural 20, you see that there is this large sack behind some box crates of goods, and it appears to have a very thick plume of that wispy smoke. It's further into the caravan, so it's actually behind the people selling stuff. But it's got this very thick plume of that wispy smoke, and you see that there is some dried blood on the bottom of the sack.
Is this behind?
Yeah, it's like in
Like
the
the-
encampment of caravans.
Okay. So where he's standing, he's gonna just catch the attention of somebody there with like the 3 sleds and say, "What about back there? What's in your sack back there? Is it for sale?"
One of the common people, Jimmy, you assume, he steps up in front of you. Oh, there's just a bag of tomatoes that we keep for personal uses. And there's nothing to really be sold out of that one. So
And I have money. It's good for my money's as good as anybody's. I could use some tomatoes for some vitamins up here in the north. It's hard to get good vegetables.
I agree, sir. There are some tomatoes right over here. That is our personal stock. But there are some tomatoes that Daryl is selling over there. If you want some tomatoes, there's also some apples and oranges and celery. But that's her own personal storage. I don't know if the boss would really. I don't know if the boss would really approve. I'm on the lower totem of the group. I don't want to get. You know what I mean?
Is he a harsh boss?
For the most part, she's pretty forgiving. She's pretty nice. She's been in the business for a while, so she knows what she's doing. But that doesn't mean she's not strict. Don't let her hear I said she's not strict, because dude, whew. Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll keep looking around then if you're not gonna. Maybe she'll be willing to sell me something back there.
Yeah, I'm sure if you go over there and ask her, you might be able to see if she will sell that for you.
All right, so
Yeah, Ichabod will walk over to the Sefik and Orga.
Okay. You guys, so Gal, Elazel, and Jayla, you guys are pretty much walking away. You all kind of clock Ichabod walking over. You see him. You do approach. You have to kind of, fight the small crowd that is there, but you eventually make your way forward. And Torga steps out and says, "Oh, how can we be in business to you, sir? If I will say that's a nice hat you have."
Oh,
Very cool.
thank you. It keeps my ears warm.
I bet.
I
Do you
was
wanna
just
sell it?
no, I need it up here. Speaking of up here, I was just looking around your fine wares, and I happened to notice you still had some goods there in the back that have not been presented, and I was wondering if there's anything back there that you'd be willing to part with.
Are you pointing at the bag, the sack that you saw?
Well, just vaguely in that.
Just vaguely. Yeah, she kind of glances behind her, and she's, "Oh, that yeah, most of the stuff that's back there, it's for our own personal storage, so we can keep our employees fed. We try not to, we don't want to run into that because then we run into issues. But we do have all of our wares that are displayed right now. They are for sale. And if someone buys a bunch of something, we can restock it here and there. But we rarely pull from our own. Pools.
So
Is there anything
was
particular that you're looking for? Maybe these
So
weapons could help you.
there was some smoke. You said for everything, so basically,
Oh, yeah.
like, even at the hand axe.
Yeah.
So he obviously notices the hand axe. He's like, "Well, can you?" Because he wasn't there. So
Yeah.
what can you tell me about this axe here?
I blinked in real life. She looks at axe. Well, that axe there is a hand axe of concussion. It's about 500 gold. And if you land from a jump, is that too steep of a price for you?
What about 493 gold?
I'm sorry. Unless you have something you want to sell to kind of like, bring the price up, I can't really.
Don't
Can't
know
really
if
let go.
I have anything worth. So I am not selling my wand of secrets.
Roll a deception check for me.
I didn't say that out loud, by the way.
No. Just roll a deception check with your
Deception check,
your,
okay.
your appearance.
Oh, gotcha.
You're good. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be disguised. Whoops.
That
That was my disguise though. With a cool hat.
Yeah, I know. It's like Superman's glasses.
Jacob, can we say that, like, on our way past him, if we passed him, that I, like, gave him the gold that he needed?
Yes, I'm not going to be
Okay.
a stickler.
I
You
figured.
guys have enough fucking gold.
So you need 7? You need 7?
Yeah, I'd just be like 7.
Yeah.
8, 7.
Yeah.
You just put it by someone sees it.
Yeah, I give you
Someone
7.
starts milking your fingers like, "Oh, what the hell is this guy doing?"
Yo, what?
I give you 7 gold.
Just take the rest of my gold and say, "Count it."
All right. Yeah, she
There.
grabs the hand axe and she grabs the hand axe. Here you go. This is a hand axe of concussion. So if you search that on D&D Beyond, you should see it.
Okay.
Smart? I think so. Nasty.
So I will need to whenever we have time.
I will have
says
to add the
conduct-
item. I have to add the item.
Yeah, conduct a ritual in order for me to like bond with it for it to become my hexblade weapon of choice.
Nathan, I'm gonna actually have to add the item. It's not actually in D&D Beyond system, so I have to add
Okay.
it after the game, and I'll add it to your character sheet.
That's cool. Thanks.
But yeah, you buy the axe. Torga says, well, thank you for your business. It's been thank you so much. We're sitting out pretty quick. Oh, huh, Sapphic like, these people have. There's been several people with a lot of money. It's kind of
Yeah, that's kind of like...
kind of strange, but all in good things. You look at like Sapphic, and Sappic's whole body is just encased in that black wispy smoke. Like he's just like a fucking fountain of it.
Right.
He just radiates this like death aura.
Trying to be inconspicuous, and then we hand them 1,500 gold.
Yeah. Yeah, but Sappic's like, there are adventuring parties up here. Torga's like, yeah, there are. All right, sir. Well, thanks for coming. It was a pleasure doing business with you.
Thank you. And he kind of twirls the axe at him.
I thought you were going to say he twirls. Like his
Does a little tip
twirls,
of the hat. Tip of the hat.
twirls and curtsies, moves
Yeah,
along.
so yeah, you make your way. Everyone that buy everything, making sure you just take the gold off your inventory sheets.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes,
add the
sir.
respective items.
19 AC, let's go.
You guys all, you all discreetly meet back up in a location, like within the market still. So if you want to talk about anything, feel free to do that.
Oh, yeah, Ichabod will immediately, he's like, so, two things. Obviously, we all know that that's Sefik. There's something up with him. And I noticed there is a sack, dried blood on it, kind of back behind everybody in the middle of the caravan, and I suspect that some of his handiwork may be in that bag.
I can't remember if it's this campaign or the other one. Is there any way someone can, like, see if we're being watched by, like, magical means? I can't remember if that was our group or the other group. Like, being scryed on.
That was a thing that somebody used. Oh, it was that potion that Lorian concocted where he could see stuff, but then people could see it.
Yeah.
He's already out of all that juice, that dragon juice.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'll just make a regular perception check just to...
Yeah, you all can make a perception check
yeah.
if you really want to. I mean, you guys are all looking out, right? You're not like all just like you're trying to be secretive. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Yeah, trying to be kind of on the down low, like, it's back there.
Nice try, Fiska.
No.
Nailed it.
It's that sack. It's that sack over here.
I while I was like buying stuff or looking around, I would have tried to get like a head count on like all the people in the caravan and
Okay.
just like kind of scope out who we need to avoid and.
Yeah, if you
That would've been helpful.
guys, you're gonna help her, or you just want to make your own separate check on that. The gal,
Well, if she's
you're gonna help her with her action. Look.
yeah, but then
Yeah.
afterward, I would have rolled to be watching our surroundings as
Okay.
well.
So this will be to see how many the head count of Torque's caravan.
Could I try to smell what's in the bag?
Smell what the rocks cooking. Sure, go for it.
And do I get advantage because Gal is helping me?
Fuck.
Yes.
Okay.
Some guy named Dwayne comes out and grabs the bag.
Oh, thank goodness.
I'm gonna drop the people's elbow on.
Premise rock.
On the bag.
Yeah.
Dwayne, what are you doing?
Dirty 20.
Okay. Head count,
Rock
Jayla,
bottom.
with Gal's head. You see that there is roughly 8 fur cloaked individuals. You can't really make out what they are underneath their like thick furs. You don't know if they're like equipped or whatever or anything like that or what they're capable of. And then you see that there is Torga herself and Sefik. So in total there are 10 total. And then you see that they have about a rough count of about sorry, it's somewhere here. I gotta find it. She has about 18 sled dogs in total that are just lying around the camp.
Okay. Cool.
And then the perception checks for the bags, is that what we all were looking for?
I got a 9.
Oh yeah, good try.
We go to 22.
That's great.
17.
Still pretty good.
I did not roll for the bag. I rolled for later on when we started talking about Sefik and we were in a group away
Okay,
from
That's
it.
what I rolled for too.
Okay,
Sorry,
so for
I didn't
so for,
realize.
so for the bag, sorry, I kind of got mixed up too. For the bag, Jayla, you see that you see with your daredevil vision. You do see what he's pointing at. It is a sack, kind of like a potato sack with some dried blood at the bottom. As far as that goes, that's all you really see. For a lookout, you guys are looking around, just make sure no one's watching you. You feel confident no one's really like paying attention.
Oh, I didn't even tell you my roll. I rolled a 21.
Yeah, because I
Okay.
think Gal got a 22 as well.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. You guys look around, and you feel as if no one's actually watching you. There's a bunch of business happening here. Remember, this is a market. Everything's happening right now. There's no one that's just being still, like actively watching you. So you guys are good on that front. But as you guys are all, all kind of discreetly together, you hear that there's suddenly like several noises begin to disrupt the atmosphere of the market. You hear this unusual sound of unrelenting winds, as today has been been very calm, very mellow. The hipsters here would say it's been a very mellow, icy day. But these unrelenting winds kind of just pick up, and as they do, the little stalls around you just begin to creak and sway. You hear a loud ringing of bells beginning to ding 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 sound off, and you don't realize it, but time has gone by pretty quick. You didn't really pay attention, but you figure that maybe it is almost noon. But these bells begin to ring, and the sound kind of cascades throughout the whole settlement of East Haven. It's like reverberating off the cobblestone walls. And you notice that from where you stand in the market, you can see that there are people that are already beginning to exit their homes, fairly quickly too. Exit their homes, each one wearing their button displayed proudly. And everyone in the market begins to glance around at one another, and you hear a collective sentence ripple throughout the masses. Looks like it's time for the lottery draw. But there'll be soup afterwards, probably. That's what I've heard. Each stand begins to start putting away their respective goods, rolling up their various canopies, and they seem to be packing up for this event. And even Tor's caravan is following in line with the other local stalls. Each member places goods back into the crates, while the weapons that seem to be of more value than the others are placed inside of their own respective lock boxes that have. You see them put them in the locks and lock them, and then Torga herself pulls out a keyring and locks them, and then she closes them, and they get taken to the bag by some grunts out of view. The boxes disappear from sight, but nonetheless, one by one, the number of people within the market square starts to dwindle, and all of them are marching slowly towards where the masses are beginning to funnel and file in, as it looks like people are beginning to move to the center of town. And even unfortunately for you, Sefik, Torga, and the whole caravan, except for a couple people, there's like two that stay behind. They all file and follow in, as if this isn't the first time that they've been in a town during the sacrifice. That's what begins to happen around.
Is there any way, and maybe you'll just rule that I've done this, but is there any way I can switch my armor out? I know isn't it, depending on the type of armor, it takes X amount of minutes or something?
I don't give a shit. Go for it.
Okay. I have changed.
I would have done that too.
Yeah, y'all just get butt-ass naked in front of everybody.
Yeah.
People don't they turn a blind eye to you. Like, oh, that's cool.
I don't want anyone to see what's under my armor.
What a weird mole. But you have new armor on.
Could I try and hide in all the chaos?
Like from your
hide?
group?
No, well, sure. Like, I'm just trying to hide from,
You can try.
They're staying behind. And
you can try,
William. Yeah.
It's gonna be really hard. It's gonna be extremely hard, as people are actively pushing and bumping into you, filing past you. I mean, I'm just gonna tell you the DC before you even roll. It's gonna be a DC 22. It's gonna be near impossible. You have a birthday crit though.
I'm not using it.
Yeah.
I got 19.
Yeah, it's you try your best, but everyone. You keep getting bumped by people saying, "Get the fuck out of the way!" Let's go to the lottery.
Okay.
I'll
just keep going. Okay.
Are the rest of you kind of like going with the horde, or what are y'all doing?
Oh, how close is where we're going to where we are right now?
So you guys are near the harbor, which isn't extremely far from the town hall. It is about maybe 3 or 4 blocks of a walk.
Okay.
So it's not like ridiculous, but it's still a distance.
So there's just like a mass of people, right?
Yeah, it's just like a sea of people just pushing. Like people are shoving. There are some dicks amongst this crowd. They're like actually.
Is Torque people? Are they heading towards the lottery too?
Yeah, everybody but 2.
Yeah,
I think you said, right?
Everyone but 2 of the fur-cloaked individuals are pushing. So Sefik, Torga, and 6 other fur-cloaked people are pushing towards. They're following the group.
Would there be any way for Ichabod to like slow down and get away from the crowd so he would not draw attention to himself if he did something?
So to like navigate through the crowd itself, it's gonna be an acrobatics check to kind of weave in and out of them. Then
that's basically what I'm asking is he wants to get away from everybody so he can cast invisibility and not like freak everybody out.
Yeah, for sure. You can try it. I'm kind of like Lauren. It's not going to be as impossible.
Right.
Just because hiding in a crowd of people is kind of crazy.
Right.
But the DC will be roughly like 18. So,
You said athletics.
acrobatics, because it's like more
Acrobatics,
maneuvering
okay.
through,
Yeah.
or whatever
Alright.
stat is higher for you. I will say that athletics or acrobatics.
Yeah, acrobatics. That was not it.
You
No.
have a birthday crit.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold
You're
on to
so
that.
funny. All of a sudden,
I gotta play
every
the
roll,
gag
you
up
got a
until
birthday crit.
someone uses it.
Oh, I'm gonna
I'll-
use one, but
Yeah, you try your best, but it's kind of turned into like a small mosh pit, like a peaceful mosh pit. All these hipsters like
okay.
bumping into you. Somebody bumps and says, "Nice hat," and they bump into you as they pass by. Someone says, "I need to get a scarf like that," and someone says, "Yeah, scarves are totally in right now."
I guess I'll just hold off on that then, because that would just cause a ruckus that I don't need.
Okay. Any other ideas? Anybody else want to try to do anything?
I don't have any ideas. I just feel like, I mean, we know or we assume we are not a part of the lottery. And so I feel like it's probably best for us to be at like the very back of the crowd for escape, but at the front of the crowd in case anything happens and we feel like we should intervene. But yeah, it's a tough call.
You guys could like split the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Yeah.
I wanna.
A little bit of anarchy.
I wanna from a safe distance kind of watch. Sefik and Torga and all those.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like back of the crowd, we have an eye of everybody in the crowd, basically, right? Like, or I mean, the taller.
I want to
people do
watch
anyway.
them.
We
Yeah.
could,
Yeah.
we could do us three again. Because I was thinking the same thing.
Well,
Yeah,
I really
keep an eye on
don't. I
them.
really don't think we should
The bustle and the
split the group, though. Although, where's Lorian?
I want to be at the front.
I want to be where the people are.
Yeah. Oh, are you with us? Like,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I couldn't hide. He didn't
You
let me
try.
hide.
well,
You can use your birthday crit.
I'm just like, well, I
It's your fault.
mean, does anybody else want to be at the front?
No.
What's that, Emily?
Yeah, I mean, I do.
You would?
Oh, me.
I
So team front door, team back door.
gross.
Think about staying in the back.
Okay, so 2 and 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
That works.
Yeah. Okay.
Sweet. Yeah. So 2 and 4. So Fisker and Lauren, you guys, you get a little bit. You kind of get separated amongst your party narrative sake. You kind of get separated in a sense where you get pushed more forward into the masses, and the rest of the group kind of lags behind. But you are still, you still know where people are at.
I'm like really tall in the front, so it's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
It's Yeah. Someone's like, "Get the fuck out of the way, you tall son of a bitch!" But there are. There's a little kid that said that, but there are people pushing. But throughout your guys' time in Icewind Dale, you have all come to learn that this sacrifice is tradition. It's relatively new, so to speak, and every settlement participates in this tradition in their own unique ways. The smaller settlements usually give up a source of warmth or food to appease Oral. The bigger settlements use its population to appease the Frostman. Oral, Frostman, same thing. Tomato, tomato. Those that refuse to participate in these traditions are usually shunned, and on rare occasions, they're even outcasted from the settlements. But thankfully for y'all, with time, you find your way through the masses, and you see that there is this massive group of Dale folk heading into this inner DC. You turn down several paths, cobble paths in unison with the townspeople, and you eventually find your way to a mass gathering of Dale folk. And when I say a mass gathering, I truly mean that, as all 750 individuals that make up this town stand around one another. Everyone here has their unique numbered badges. Even you guys, even though your names are pulled from the lottery, your numbers are pulled, you still adorn. You follow with the crowds and put y'all's badges on, just to blend in. You do recall that what Captain Arlaga said, not everyone is, this lottery, no one's exempt in town, except obviously for you, since you turn your favors in. There's no discrimination between young or old, and everyone has that fair and equal opportunity to be sacrificed. As you stand amongst the East Haven's masses in front of the town hall, you see that there is a kind of rudimentary, little stage that has been built and set up for this, and within this this little stage. There it is. You know, you see town speaker Dennis, ugly chair with the little snowflake on it with the town's heraldry on it. He has his little cane, his twig that no one wanted to buy. Cal didn't want to buy it. He does have his cane. And he looks to be in a happy mood as he talks to those that are, flanking either of the sides. You see that to his left, you see there's Captain Arlagath in her armor, who appears to be, she's listening to whatever's happening. She's like listening to people talk. She's obviously protecting the town speaker. As you guys kind of separated in the crowd, you just see that Torga's caravan, specifically Sefik and Torga, they were able to make their way to the front of the crowd, and they are on the opposite side of the town speaker. They are on stage with town speaker Deneth, and they appear to be talking to him. They're talking with one another, and you see that the town speaker is, he's laughing, he's talking, you know how he was, and he's showing some sort of common appreciation for those two, and you are all waiting patiently for this thing to start as people are just waiting for this.
Can I overhear what they're saying?
You can try, yeah. You can go ahead and make a perception check.
I turn to the group I'm with and I'm like, I got a bad feeling about this. When he handed me the armor, he glared at me, he stared at me, and he said, wear it well, and I'm like, that's the plan.
I got a 15.
I mean, clearly he's a bad dude.
Yeah. And my whole race has been wiped out, and he just saw one that still remains. And now he's up there.
They seem to be pretty chummy with the town speaker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alright, go ahead with Lauren.
Lauren, you overhear the town speaker. Oh, my friends, it's been some time since I've seen you last in my town. You selling goods, good, huh? To which Torga herself says, yes, we actually sold quite a bit today. About 1,500 gold was, exchanged and got a potion. I've been hearing a rumor though that there's a cauldron in town that makes food. Do you know anything about that? The town speaker leans in. Ooh, you've heard about the cauldron, eh? How the fuck do people already know? That was supposed to be an after-sacrifice thing to, rebolster the community's, well-being, but I guess, fuck, I guess the cat's out of the bag. Torga leans in closer. Oh, so it is real. Would you be willing to sell that? I could make a pretty penny off of it. He looks over. Just to humor you, what would you offer?
I'm gonna close my ears. And then I'm gonna let them undo just so I can hear the number a little bit, and then I'll close my ears again.
Torga says, well, with a cauldron of that significance, I would probably throw in maybe about 1,500.
Oh. Okay.
And the town speaker, you hear a little bit. He's, oh no deal.
I uncup my ears.
Yeah, and they begin to laugh, and the town speaker's like, I wouldn't even say that to you anyways. It's too great of something for my people. You know how I like my people, and plus, if there's people, there's business. Eh? Meanwhile, as you're listening, Sefik, he leans in and says, "Oh, town speaker, it's you have some new faces in town. Have you met these new individuals?"
Son of a bitch.
And the town speaker's like, "Oh, I've met many new faces." He said, "This is good though. New people, new business, right?" Sefik says, "Indeed. Well, it's always a pleasure seeing you, sir." And he shakes his hand, and they have a common friendship. You assume. That's all you can hear.
Does he pass off anything when he shakes his hand?
You can make an Arcana check of some sort, or a Perception check.
Okay.
I think more so Arcana is more fitting for this.
11.
The only magic he casts is a very handsome smile.
Okay.
So no. But yeah, you guys are kind of just waiting around for this whole thing to start. People are around you murmuring. I would actually like all of you to make a perception check, as there are some rumors that are flying around. I want to see who hears a rumor. As Adele once said, rumor has it.
You say perception?
Yes.
16.
18.
19.
Okay.
14.
It's terrible.
19 for Ichabod.
All right. Let's go with you. Let's see what you roll.
14.
All right. So for those of you that got the highest ones, it was Ichabod and Lorian, right? Or am I wrong? We
Mm-hmm.
got
Yeah.
19, right? Or whatever. Sorry.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
Yeah.
I got 18s. For both.
this is for highest. When I usually ask for group perception, I usually take the highest perception. It's sort of like a pseudo initiative.
Yeah.
It allows more role playing interaction between players, in my mind. So Lorian and Ichabod, you each hear a separate rumor. I will say I'm gonna pick Ichabod, roll a d6, and then Lorian pick high or low. Say high or low. All right.
Let me tell you what it was.
Yes.
3.
3. All right. So Lorian, you do not hear. You hear something different than Ichabod. Ichabod, you hear some common folk around talking. They're like, "Oh, did you hear about the townspeaker over in Goodmead? Some say he's no longer there. He's been killed." So, and they're like, "I hope Goodmead can still make that delicious honey mead." The townspeaker, he's just an elected official, but he used to be sole proprietor of that mead, so let's just hope nobody notices. And 'cause if alcohol runs dry, we got some pride, so I have. Lorian, you hear from throughout the crowd. You hear a little kid. He's saying, "Yeah, man, I actually met the Iron Quartet. They were really sweet. There was this, turtle, really big guy. His head was super shiny. He gave me a flower, and it's a little girl. She shows a little white flower. Very sweet. Hopefully they don't, end up like the rest of the adventuring parties my mom and dad tell me about. Usually dead. So
Can
who
I
knows, maybe.
look in the crowd for the Iron Quartet? Like, are they here? Like, I don't think it's
Go ahead and make a perception check.
6.
Ugh.
No, you feel as if you feel that you would see them. They would stick out like sore thumbs, kind of like how
Yeah.
most of your party does. Towering over the common folk in your gear.
Right.
But that's all you hear. Those are the two rumors that you hear flying around. Is there anything else anybody wants to do before the lottery draw happens?
I'm just like,
Kind of like,
oh,
I'm just gonna kind of look closer at the stuff that's on the stage.
Okay.
Think if there's any activity.
Yeah. You don't have to make a perception check for that. So you see on stage, it's very rudimentary. There's nothing secretive or hidden. There is it's just the chairs with the people sitting in them. There are, small bowls where people are beginning to throw coins in, just kind of as their own goodwill to, kind of appease the Frostmaiden so they don't get picked. But it's mainly bronze, or not bronze, mainly copper pieces and stuff like that. It's petty stuff. And there is a kid that's secretly reaching in, taking a coin and sticking it in his pocket. It's you fucking suckers. But as far as the stage goes, it's not anything crazy up there. It's just the chairs being those little bowls.
Elazel's just super anxious at this point, just very much perceiving surroundings as opposed to what's going on the stage.
Yeah, and it's very disorienting just because there's just such a large amount of people, and they're packed like sardines. There's a lot of people. But yes,
Is someone selling popcorn or something?
there is a person selling some popcorn. Yes,
How much does it cost?
2 copper.
Boom.
Ella's-
Yeah, you get a nice still bag of popcorn.
Elazel's
Is
blinded
Fiska
by.
by me?
She's right next to you. She's the one selling the popcorn. What do you mean?
Yeah, and I'm just eating it.
Elazel's blinded by his anxiety and rolled a natural 1 for his perception.
Yeah, dude. It's very disorienting.
Yeah.
And there is this sense of like overall anxiety because the crowd is like, I hope I don't get picked. I hope I don't get picked. But without further ado, roughly 10 minutes or so go by as the crowd's anticipation and anxiety can be felt. People are antsy, and they're growing ever more impatient. People are beginning to slowly mosh. It's becoming a slow, peaceful mosh pit. You can tell their heart's not really in it. But it's just this overall vibe that they are literally waiting for their names to be called to be killed. It's very, very it's very disheartening and it's very depressing. And among the commoners, as you are all looking around, you do see that several of the town's guards are, they're positioned in ways to keep the crowd at bay and keep it under a, general sense of safety. Dressed in their nice armor. It's very similar to Targos's guards, but it's not as fancy. And based on what you know in your initial assumptions, you could guess that maybe these guards are, decently funded and well equipped to defend anything if it breaks out. But finally, the anticipation that's lingering over the crowd, it is broken by the ringing of some more loud bells. Off-screen bells. You don't know where these bells are coming from. And what little murmuring that was occurring ceases to exist. The silence that the music felt too happy. The silence is deafening. The winds are like blowing past you. They are actively getting stronger and stronger. Like supernaturally getting. It's so weird. It's this alien feeling of like something otherworldly is here. Is what it feels like. It's so strong. It like pushes past you, it blows your armors, and it makes your weapons jiggle a little bit. But you know that as it pushes past you, it like being sucked, like something being sucked out of it, just rushes past you backwards, and it just gets silent. The winds stop, the snow quits falling. It's as if you are in your own bubble in a sense. Like everything just feels like it's stopped. It's very strange. And as you are here, and the winds, it's just so quiet, it's eerie, and it stays like that for a minute. You hear several angelic voices break the silence. And everyone in the crowd, in a single, unified movement, they turn their heads southwards. And as you all kind of, follow the direction and glance over, you see what look like 6 female acolytes. They're singing this beautiful melody, this beautiful divine song. Their headpieces are decorated with what look like oak leaves. And as they step through and get closer to the crowd, people actively glance down like at their feet to like not look at them and move away. And they slowly push into the crowd, advancing with ease. And you don't register it until just this moment, but not only are they singing this beautiful melody, they are also acting as an entourage for another female elf that stands in the center of it. She is dressed in simple leathers. She wears this dark blue, beautiful robe, very silk. It's very, very beautiful, and her skin tone itself it's this beautiful pale bluish tint. She looks like this. It's like that. She has a very bluish tinted skin. Her features are very striking, and they are beautiful, which is more so heightened by her snow white hair and her pair of brilliant, icy blue eyes. She does not sing. But the way she carries herself, it gives off that alien presence that it's so hard to explain. It's as if she is alien, or it's just this weird, otherworldly, spine-tingling presence. It's weird to pinpoint. And it's strange that
Fifth element.
there's this weird cold
Supreme being.
But this cold
Me?
coldness, it feels
Protect
warm.
you.
And though those in the crowd, as she slowly
Sleep.
passes, it appears to relax them. ease them a little bit. It seems to remedy whatever anxiety they were having. And as it passes those of you in the crowd, it feels as if you're being hugged by a loved one. It's very welcoming, very warm. I mean, you all feel that sensation, regardless of location within the crowd. It begins to spread across the crowd. And none of you have really felt anything remotely close to this sensation in your entire existence. There is something truly special about this elf. And as she strides amongst the acolytes, you see that she's also cradling an orb that is swirling with hundreds of tiny buttons inside of it, kind of like a snow globe that's just constantly swirling and swirling. And she coughs because the cold gets to her. But people, they continue to step aside and avert their gazes, as if they are afraid to look upon this individual. Eventually, she and the other acolytes, they arrive in front of the well-dressed man. The town speaker, of course. The well-dressed man is a town speaker, and their angelic tones die out as they stop singing. And one by one, the acolytes, they go and they line up on either side of the town speaker. You know, flanking him in a sense. But they don't get near Sefik or Torka. They seem to be stepping away from them. And they kind of try to remain away from Captain Arlagath as well, as if that they are forming some sort of symbol with their positioning. I would like those of you to make while you are watching this, kind of make a perception check or investigation.
What's it based off? Just like our eyes?
It's offside. It's off.
Damn.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Oh, yeah.
I got a natural one.
It's too hard to say.
19.
I'm just mesmerized.
30-20.
Yeah.
I'm blind, so I figured.
Okay, perfect. I'll just say those of you that rolled above a 10, right? Above a 10, you see what these acolytes are going for. These acolytes, they position themselves into the form of a 6-pointed star, centered with the town speaker centered amongst them, and that they are making this general shape. The blue-skinned elven woman stops in front of the town speaker, and she kneels down and presents that orb to him. He stands up out of his chair, and he takes the orb from her and places it behind him in his chair. And he continues to stand, kind of looking over the crowd as they all kind of, avert their gaze. It's very, those of you that you watch, it's very strange, very much ritualistic. And as he looks over the crowd, he moves over just enough to, first he offers a hand to the elven woman, and she accepts it, stands up, and she moves over just slightly enough to give him the spotlight, seeing her take her place pretty much right next to him. He leans into his cane, and his voice booms out for all to hear. People of East Haven, I am so happy to see all of your lovely faces gathered here today. It truly warms my heart knowing that not only are we strong and proud people, but that we too are willing to make sacrifices for the greater good. You are the sole reason I became your town speaker, and I would like to take this time to honor our very dear and beloved High Priestess Towen, to which he motions to the elven woman. Without her, none of this would be possible. We all remember how bad the cold used to be before we gave tribute. And without her wisdom, guidance, and aid, I fear East Haven would have succumbed to a frigid fate. Now everyone, please give the High Priestess your applause and praise at this moment. To which he begins to clap. Others in the crowd, still averting their gaze, begin to clap.
I'll just look at her and go, woo!
Woo. Now, calm down, people. Calm down. Don't get it crazy. But anyways, we would like to thank her for her, was her very idea that brought these peaceful times to us. Her proposition of sacrifice brought us together when most feared it wouldn't. Also joining us today are our good friends from Torga's caravan. Miss Torga, Mr. Sefik, here have announced to me tonight that they would like to throw a good shindig for the tribute that wins at, the Wet Trout. So, if you're able to make it to that, I know the Metro would love to see all of your beautiful faces. And the drinks are the one that gets chosen. The drinks are on the house. Now, I would like to turn it over to Tohin. Without further ado, let the 20th sacrificial lottery commence. Yeah! Some people are like, yeah. Those bells begin to ring off again throughout town. And you see you hear the sound of what seems like unseen fireworks from above your head. Those of you that can cast magic, you see that these acolytes, they seem to be casting prestidigitation above, causing firework noises. Very theatrical. But once it all kind of like mellows out and dies down, you see that. Well, first off, you feel this is a very unexpected start to something that's depressing. This is depressing. Overall, it's always depressing, regardless of what's happening in town. But with your passive insights, you do feel as if the theatrics are helping add some positivity to this weird, anxiety-ridden vibe that is permeating off the crowd. As they fade away, the theatrics, into the wintry landscape, sorry. That blue-skinned elf, she steps forward to the center of the stage, and she collects the orb from Townspeaker's chair as she speaks up. And as she does, her icy blue eyes, they shine like these spotlights are in the night sky, as if like looking amongst the crowd, scanning for people. And she speaks, "Let the wind chill your breath to grant us another gasp of air. Let the frost bite your hands to carry us through another day's work. Let the ice grab your heart to protect what we have left. Let the cold take your soul to bring a flicker of life. Oh, Lady Frostkiss, the terrible Stormbringer, the brittle Frost Maiden, please choose who is worthy enough to satiate your divine fury. May their sacrifices protect our town and keep our residents safe. I call upon you, Oral. I call upon the Winter's Womb to select one worthy of sacrifice." The last word leaves her mouth as the winds around you begin to rush past you, whipping viciously throughout the crowd. The buildings around you begin to creak and groan from this unexpected strain. The snow around you goes up in flurries. The clouds are flurries around you. And throughout the crowd, it all swirls in on itself as a brilliant blue energy targets the snow and melts the snow. And as this blob of snow that's melting coalesce on the ground, it hardens into these thick ice crystals. All the meanwhile, the wind is just whipping and hitting you. You feel like tiny stings of ice against your face. These ice crystals that are forming, they move together, they grind, they break pieces. One piece breaking off another to reinforce another merging with one another to form this singular shape. Hovering above all of you is a large 3-foot diameter ice diamond with a blinding light of blue inside of its center. It pulses with soft, dazzling lights. Very rhythmic, very hypnotic as you watch it. The aura emanating from this diamond is divine. This is unlike any of you have ever felt anything in your entire life. It is so alien that it permeates through your pores. It feels as if your bodies are formed of ice. But you're not cold. It's a hopeful reinforcement of cold. It's weird. You see, as it's pulsing, a singular blinding blue light just shoots out from the diamond and rushes through the crowd, zigzagging up and down around, stops in front of most of the party, stops in front of you, Elzo, and then turns around, goes up and hits the ground in the center of the masses of people. This explosion pushes everyone off to their feet, knocking everyone prone, except for all of you. You guys stand amongst the fallen crowd. People begin to say, What was that? What just happened? You're over here, another person. That's never happened before. Are you okay, Jimmy? No, my leg! But there's this, everyone's like, gets up in a weird panic. There's this new excitement. What was that? That's never happened before, says a older man that's been, well over the age of 50. Everyone's focus gets drawn back to that still pulsing diamond. Which the diamond itself begins to crack and shatter, and as it shatters, you notice that within the diamond, the light that was pulsing was originating from that orb, that button-filled orb, which now pulses the same faint, brilliant blue, like a small blue sun. It falls into the outstretched hands of that elf woman. East Haven, we have been heard and recognized by Oro. We are in her favor. Our sacrifice will ensure that we are profitable and safe for the entirety of Nidal. And with that proclamation, she throws the orb down as hard as she can to the ground, and it shatters as small buttons inside clatter across the snow-covered ground. To which everyone in the crowd can see a single button that is glowing, faintly. The numbers are unreadable. You can't make out what it says. But the elven woman grabs it. She looks at the crowd. The chosen sacrifice is number. And that's where we're going to end the session tonight, as she sits there with the glowing button in her hand. That's it for tonight, folks. Thanks for tuning in to Tabletop Tyranny. Those of you that stuck around online, thank you. I want to say thank you to my players for joining me. And I look forward to seeing everybody next week, which I believe we're going to be playing on Sunday, if I'm correct. If Tyler's schedule's lined up. Is that right, Tyler?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Is that good? Does that work with everybody else? If not, we can do another Friday, and then we can just...
I think so. I'll let you know.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. You'll see us when you see us. But thank you for choosing Tabletop Tyranny to kick off your wonderful weekend. And with that, peace out, Girl Scouts. Good night.
Good night.